Insurance.
Field at U6 Stadium at Conemaugh Valley High School. Welcome to week number 6 of the high school football season, and we are on the hillside at U6 Stadium. The leaves are starting to turn, and the Conemaugh Valley Blue Jays and Homer Center Wildcats are hoping their fortunes will begin to turn because both teams are hunting their first win. Hello again, everybody. With Ward Hilliard, I'm Mark Burdig, and we come to you from our S&T Bank broadcast booth as we launch our broadcast here from, as I mentioned, Jake Jacoby Field. This was renamed a couple of years ago when they installed the lights. It was U6 Stadium for many years. Now it's Jake Jacoby Field, a very long time and successful coach here at U6 Stadium. So kind of like Frank Signetti Field at Miller Stadium, Ward Hilliard, but they're treating us very good. We look forward to what is Homer Center's first visit to this venue since November 1st of 2003, and they can only hope that it turns out just as well because on that Saturday afternoon, it was a 28-9 Homer Center victory.
Yeah, that was back in the day when the Wildcats were a formidable team. And Conemaugh Valley was a pretty strong program also, so it wasn't a walkover. But, tonight's a little different. Both teams looking for a win. Both teams have been getting beat pretty soundly. And something's got to give here tonight, Mark. And with the wind and the rain, it ought to be very interesting.
Yes, for the first time this season, the weather has turned on us. Rain expected, maybe lighter variety. I'll be sorry I said that when it's pelting down rain here in about an hour. But rain expected and some winds in the 30 to 35 mile an hour gusts range. So that could wreak havoc with this ball game here tonight. Homer Center and Conemaugh Valley meet for the second straight year since the Blue Jays joined the conference, and just the second meeting since 2004. That was at Homer Center. I mentioned their last visit November 1st of 2003. Last year did not go particularly well. Ward, you would hope for Homer Center's standpoint that they would have a very sour taste in their mouth because it was a Conemaugh Valley team that limped in 1-8, averaging about 150 yards of offense. They went home padding their stats because they rolled up nearly 500 yards of offense in a stunning 50-29 victory.
Yeah, very embarrassing if you're a Wildcat fan, you got to give Conemaugh Valley credit. They came in and played hard. I think the Wildcats were kind of giving up, Mark. That wasn't the team that I was familiar with, and it was unfortunate that they got whooped. Tonight, you would hope, with what they have left to play to dress here, that they could give Conemaugh Valley a run for it.
We will tell you about the injuries both of these teams have sustained on our next segment. We'll also do a segment on the imbalance that is kind of occurring in the Heritage Conference between some of the large double-A schools against the smaller single-A schools. Tonight, we see two of them in Conemaugh Valley, with an enrollment of 89 male students in Homer Center with around 100. Now, Conemaugh Valley does have a co-op with Ferndale, but they draw very few students from the Ferndale Yellow Jacket school. So we will talk about that and give you some numbers that I think will shock some people when we get to that. Ward, the Conemaugh Valley Blue Jays, they've given up 47 or more points in all 5 games. They've been shut out twice. They've touchdown in the other 3 games. Overall, they've been outscored 244-22. That's an average score of 49-4. Homer Center has allowed 40 or more points in 3 of its 5 games, and overall, the Cats have been outscored 191-64, losing by an average of 38-13. So, no joke aside with the rain, or no joke intended, both teams are looking for traction tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. The Wildcats had given Purchase Line a pretty good run, and for the most part, they were with Penn's Manor for a while there. But other than that, they have struggled mightily, and they need to be able to put together some consistent offense here tonight if they're going to win.
Cats and Blue Jays are 2 of the 3 teams in the 12-team Heritage Conference searching for that first win. West Shamokin also 0-5. They come to Homer Center next week. West Shamokin hosts United Valley tonight, and that certainly won't be an easy chore for them.
No, United Valley, put 60 points up on Conemaugh Valley last week? Something of that nature. That was a steamroll after they had gone like 3 games without scoring. So I look for them to give West Shamokin a pretty good whipping here tonight.
After last week's exciting Coal Bowl, Cambria Heights is the only undefeated team remaining in the Heritage Conference. By the way, our 3 video streams last weekend attracted audiences of over 21,000 viewers, and by far the most watched game was Cambria Heights and Northern Cambria, which had about 12,000 views. That game went, of course, right down to the wire. We're going to come back, talk about the injury situation for these teams. It got worse for Homer Center. They will have 10 players not dressed tonight. Conemaugh Valley, a little bit better. They will get their starting quarterback back, who hasn't played since the 3rd quarter of week number 2. He's a senior, Logan Heinlein. And they will also get a running back that's missed the past couple of games. So they will be closer to full strength than Homer Center for sure. We'll talk about that and more when the ITT pregame show continues from Jake Jacoby Field at U6 Stadium at Conemaugh Valley High School, right here on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network. And we do have a trip around the Heritage Conference coming up next, brought to you by Repine Travel. If you have travel needs, be sure to check out Repine Travel. Jake Slobotnik takes us on a trip around the Heritage Conference with What's Up Tonight.
Tonight marks the 6th week of the IRMC high school football season, and this week could tell us a lot about what we can expect in the upcoming playoff picture. Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's trip around the Heritage Conference presented by Repine Travel LLC, where your next adventure is just a click away. I'm Jake Slobodnik, and let's preview this week's slate of games. Leading off the slate is our U92 Heritage Conference game of the week, as Northern Cambria looks to get back on the winning track against another 4-1 team in Marion Center. The Colts got their first loss last week at the hands of the Cambria Heights Highlanders, while Marion Center shut out West Shamokin on the road. Join Todd Marino and Tony Cacagna for all the action on the new U92.5 FM and online at u92radio.com. River Valley is rolling coming into this week, winning their last 4 games and coming off a 63-6 win over Homer Center.
For both of these teams, Homer Center, no fewer than 10 blue lines on my roster. Gabe Cobaugh, Will Jones, Dan Jones, Caden McAnulty, Eli Turk, Brian Mills, Colin Dunn, Eli Butterly, who is close to returning, CJ Fairbanks, Josh Voluchik, might see him next week as well. That's 10 players.
Wow.
And you know how it is with Class A football. Many of them are two-way starters.
Yeah, and your roster really shrinks down when you lose that many players.
And for the Conemaugh Valley Blue Jays, I mentioned they do get their quarterback and running back tonight. Quarterback is Logan Highline. He returns from a concussion, 5'9", 180-pound senior. And also running back and defensive back Aiden Healy returns from an injury. He's a 5'8", 145-pound junior. They will be missing at least 5 players. Their latest injury occurred last week. Christian Burkowski, a two-way lineman, sophomore, 5'10", 195. He will not play tonight, so he gets added to their injury list.
Yeah, when you're struggling as it is right now and you lose key players, it really makes it tough. So that's why this game's going to be pretty interesting to see if the people who step up into these other positions can make the plays they need to make.
One question I had asked to me if that was one of the worst losses last year in Wildcat history, or was it the worst loss? It was not. It was certainly bad enough.
It's close.
In 1928, Derry beat Homer City 73-0. I'm not sure if you were at that game or not. You may remember more recently, August 23rd, 2019, Homer Center lost at Ligonier 67-0, but Homer Center responded, would go 7-5 and advance into the playoffs. Most lopsided win came September 30th of 2016, 61-0. They defeated the United Lions at Memorial Field.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you go back and when Homer was successful when they played Conemaugh Valley on a regular basis, they always looked to play bigger schools. They took that challenge on. You were going to interview Ron Coleman later, and he can attest to that because they did play a tough schedule, and they were proud of that. And we've got to get back to that mode with this ball club.
Yep, and we'll see how that goes in the future. Ron Coleman and Wildcat Flashback will be coming up at halftime. The 1974 50-year reunion will be next Friday night at Memorial Field. That'll be a lot of fun. By the way, I'll have to update you because we're invited to a couple of functions next Thursday and Friday after the game. And Coach Coleman said, you will be at the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club after the game. And I said, yes, it's like the olden days. Yes, sir, I'll be there.
Yeah, he wanted my wife to attend, too, because she had the cheerleaders, and she's getting cheerleaders involved. So, wow, it's going to be a pretty good
fun night. Well, we have a lot more to come on our ITT pregame show. Coming up next, we're going to discuss the imbalance in the Heritage Conference and what's going on with some of these larger schools against the smaller Class A schools and what the future might be. I wrote about it in our preview magazine that came out late summer, and we'll discuss it because now we have some data and some analysis that we'll talk about when our ITT pregame show continues from Jake Jacoby Field at U6 Stadium at Conemaugh Valley High School right here on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Ready for your next adventure? With Repine Travel, unforgettable memories are just around the corner. November 10th to 16th, immerse yourself in the excitement of Branson, Missouri. Or get swept up in the holiday magic of New York City, December 8th to 10th. And mark your calendars for October 2025. Set sail on a no-fly Islands in the Bahamas cruise aboard the luxurious Symphony of the Seas. Relax and explore the islands like never before. A big thank you to everyone who voted Repine Travel the best travel agency in the best of Indiana County. Book now with
We're the lifeblood of the community.
It's so much more than just a job.
So good patient care is providing top quality care, but also in a timely fashion.
They don't need to go to Pittsburgh for that. They can stay right here in their backyard.
So when a patient walks into your office, you receive them as your family member.
A patient leaves my office feeling heard.
And the focus truly is on what will get us our best patient outcome.
So what sets S&T apart from other financial institutions is that they are visionary. Now, we understand that it is partially about the numbers, but they know it's not just about the numbers. It's about the management team, it's about the strategic and business plan, it's about how the team is going to execute on that. In short, S&T gets it. Quite honestly, we couldn't have done it without S&T.
Homer City American Legion Post 493, a longtime backer of Homer Center Athletics, is pleased to be a part of today's broadcast and wishes the best of luck to the Homer Center Wildcats this season. Homer City American Legion Post 493 has served Homer City and our veterans for more than half a century. They are a staple of the community and believe in giving back. So have fun today, teams. Represent your communities well. From your friends at the Homer City American Legion Post 493.
Tonight, D. Ober, and he has his hands full. We had a couple of technical issues out of the gate, but we will get through it and navigate it as best we can. And on the camera tonight, Ted Maseko. He's outside up on the perch on the deck, but there is a roof here high atop the stadium and the playing surface here at USIC Stadium. Ward wanted to get into a little bit of the Heritage Conference. I wrote in the Renda magazine before the season, the imbalance in the Heritage Conference, and really I got the idea when Cambria Heights lost in the quarterfinals of the PIAA playoffs. I was very intrigued that South Williamsport, they play in the Northern Tier League, and the Northern Tier League is similar to the Heritage Conference, but they split into what they call a big school division and a small school division. Small schools are Class A, big school not what you'd think. It's not quad A's or 5A or 6A. It is mostly double A's with a couple of triple A's sprinkled in there. So teams have the option if they want to play up, they can, but the majority of the schedule, in the small school division for a team like South Williamsport. Now, for the Heritage to do that, they would have to continue to recruit schools and become a little bit larger. But here's the facts. Class A schools in some cases are getting pounded and will lead, Ron Coleman told me this the other day, the former Wildcat coach. He's worried players in today's era, 63-6 last week, I should say, Homer Center. And, look at some of these Conemaugh Valley scores, 52-0, 47-8, 48-0, 50-6, 2 47-8s actually. Players might say, do I really want to sign up for that again next year? But consider this, at the midway point of the season, the top 3 schools in the Heritage Conference, all Class AA schools, Cambria Heights, River Valley, and Marion Center, they're combined 7-0 against Class A opponents. They've outscored them 279-40.
Yeah, there is a big imbalance. And, occasionally the smaller schools will have one of those good teams, and they'll be able to compete, maybe even win the section. But that doesn't continue. And you get a situation. Numbers are important. Homer is a pretty good example of that. 10 players not dressed tonight. If you had 5 or 6 other kids who are quality players, makes a big difference.
Overall, including West Shamokin, who is AA, and they are 0-5. The 2A schools are still 10-4 against Class A schools, outscoring them 417-200. Now, here's what gets interesting. Class 2A schools playing each other, there have been 8 games. Mathematically, the record has to be 8-8, but the scoring is dead even, 252-252. 1A schools playing each other, again, there have been 8 games, and the record has to be 8-8. The scoring is 368-357. So what that tells you, within your own classification, games are much more competitive.
Yeah. And it just goes along with the numbers. It's pretty evident there. I wasn't aware of the fact that it was that close. That really says a lot, does it not?
So this isn't an easy fix. Again, there's 2 options. You can recruit more schools, go to 2 divisions. You could do something completely drastic in football, and you bring in the Glendales and everything, and you have sections in District 6, within District 6, excluding Bishop Guilfoyle because they're not a true Class A, as we know. And you could have AA sections, Class A sections. You'd have 2 decent Class A sections of about 12 teams. But one thing I think the Heritage Conference should consider starting next year, and there's really no reason not to do it, your scrimmages, there are 12 teams, there's 6A, 6 AA. Every scrimmage has an A versus a AA. I know it sounds like I'm contradicting myself, but scrimmages are more controlled. And then you get to the regular season, and your 6 Class A schools are guaranteed to play the other 5, and Double A, and even from a playoff perspective with points, your Double A teams would probably rather play Double A opponents because you're earning more points. So that would be an easy fix, says Dr. Burdick.
Yeah, it's just a matter of if the powers that be decide, that makes a lot of sense. And a lot of stuff you say doesn't, but that does make a lot of sense. And I would like to see that, some balance. We can remember when they started the Heritage Conference, people weren't too sure it was going to survive, but it's just growing. There's teams that want in, and I think there'll be some more here before it's all said and done. So they need to get a format that's comfortable for everyone.
And I have talked to coaches about this, and I can tell you with a big emphatic behind it, there are coaches that agree with this 100%. So we will see how it goes in the future, but I think without question, I think we both agree it needs addressed.
Yeah, and you don't get much sleep during the week, do you?
No.
You're doing all this data, figuring all this stuff. You should see the stuff this gentleman puts out. But that is a very good point, Mark. And, I'm all for it because, it's not good football. It's plain and simple. It's not good football. You need to get games that people come to see because there's a chance that either team can win. And we're not seeing that now.
Well, one of the coaches we talk to a lot, his name is Greg Paige. In his 18th season, he's been looking for win number 113 for a long time, all the way back to last September. We'll interview the coach, brought to you by Wildcat Insurance, when our ITT pregame show continues from Conemaugh Valley High School right here on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Renda Digital TV is Indiana County's leading live stream service. Our team of dedicated producers and on-air personalities work hard to bring you network-level event and sports coverage to your fingertips. And if you can't make it, every live stream is archived, so you never miss a minute. And for you IUP football fans, Renda Digital TV is the exclusive home of Hawk Talk, airing every Monday during the season. Subscribe to Renda Digital TV for free today.
At Grand Beginnings Children's Center, their focus is on growing and teaching children to be the best they can be. They know children need education, inclusion, and safety. Grand Beginnings has a mission to provide a warm and nurturing environment in which each child can grow physically, emotionally, socially, intellectually, and spiritually. Grand Beginnings Children's Center with 2 locations in Indiana, teaching children to shine since 1991. Call 724-463-1819. Find them at grandbeginnings.net.
From furniture to flooring, mattresses to accessories, you'll save big at Dowd's. Dowd's showrooms are filled with furnishings from America's finest manufacturers. You can save thousands on Dowd's floor samples and receive incredible savings on custom orders. Whether you're looking to furnish one room or your entire home, right now it's all on sale at Dowd's. Drive a little, save a lot. Dowd's of Plumville and Greensburg.
Doesn't your home deserve Dowd's?
Renda Digital TV is Indiana County's leading live stream service. Our team of dedicated producers and on-air personalities work hard to bring you network-level event and sports coverage to your fingertips. And if you can't make it, every live stream is archived, so you never miss a minute. And for you IUP football fans, Renda Digital TV is the exclusive home of Hawk Talk, airing every Monday during the season. Subscribe to Renda Digital TV for free today.
Hi?
We're looking for insurance.
Oh, let's see who's free.
When insurance agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a Trusted Choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
More choices and more savings at Wildcat Insurance. 479-9378. 479-9378.
We welcome you back to Jacoby Field at USIC Stadium as it was renamed, honoring Jake Jacoby, longtime coach a couple of years ago. And our ITT pregame show continues with head coach Greg Paige. And as always, the Coaches Report brought to you by Wildcat Insurance. More choices, more savings. Wildcat Insurance in Homer City. Coach, we're not going to talk about last week's game other than me just saying last week's game, but we can talk about moving on to the second half of the season. And as you stated last week, I think the right approach, just starting with a clean slate, 0-0.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, whatever happens, win or loss, you need to move forward quickly. And with football, you get that next week to prepare. And you got a new team. We got a second half of the season, so why not let's just turn it that way and say we're going to try to get some more momentum for the second half of the season, more so than we had with the first.
You know, Ward and I just spent some time talking about what I think is an imbalance in the Heritage Conference with the larger double-A schools now going against the single-A, and I went through some of those numbers. You've played 3 of the 6 double-A schools already. You'll play 3 more in the second half of the season. The schedule does lighten a little bit this week with Conemaugh Valley and West Shamokin, although Shamokin's double-A, but they too are winless. So maybe an opportunity to gain some traction for your team. And in fairness, as I said earlier to you, they're probably looking at it the same way.
I imagine they are. I mean, it's human nature. You look at an opponent and say, well, they're over. They must not be very good. We got a good chance this week. I'm sure they're not fearing us. But, you know, for us, if we can do some things where we can put a complete game together, we have shown flashes. We've been in some of these ball games. Last week was an aberration, and then week 1 we let that get away from us. But in between there, in my mind, was 3 competitive games against 3 teams that recently have played really well with MC, PM, and PL. So that's something to hang our hat on. But last week we couldn't let it get to the point that it did, and it happened. So it's my hope and my feeling that we're going to get rid of that taste and move on and play some better, tougher football.
And what a win, you know, might do for just the psyche of your team. I know you've been real pleased with their attitude even through these struggles.
Yeah, you know, we've got an established program here. We don't take anything from kids. We don't get disrespect. We get kids that are dedicated and come and work hard. And yes, we have injuries and some other situations, and we're probably not going to get a lot of those guys back, and that's disappointing. But the guys we have that have been working, they come every day and they know the expectations. I mean, they wait for us to set the schedule and set the tone for practice, and then we go from there. So I have no problem with them. I want to get a win for them and our assistant coaches. Their guys are battling every day.
Well, let's talk about, you know, the injuries have been amazing. My lineup card has 10 lines through it for 10 players that won't dress here tonight for this game. They've had their share of injuries too, but as your luck maybe might have it with the way things have gone, I know in talking to their coach, they had a couple kids, one with a concussion, their starting quarterback and outside linebacker Logan Heinlein. He was just determined to come back from that concussion, and he will be back tonight, a senior. And running back Aiden Haley also back tonight, fought back from injury, and you know you got to give those kids credit.
Yeah, you do. I mean, they want to get back and rejoin their team, and you know it's a tough game. You know, injuries happen, and one thing that you can say about those kids is they wanted to find, in the midst of how their season is going, they wanted to find a way to get back and play some more football.
Yep, and I'm sure medically they've been cleared and they're good to go. And, you know, it's like adding 4 starters when you look at it, because Heinlein's an outside linebacker, their starting quarterback, and Aiden Healy a wing receiver, and also in the secondary defensively. So 4 starters back for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I saw that too. And I mean, the thing of it is we got to worry about ourselves. I mean, their kids, I'm sure, are capable in their system. We have to go by our game plan and just say, hey, we're going to go play, and doesn't matter who's at what position. Come off the football offensively, protect the football defensively. We just got to be better with gap control, and we got to be better with tackling.
Offensively, you struggled to stop them last year. They had a terrible season last year, but they came here, really took it to you. A lot of tight formation, and they used their wings a lot with some north-south football, and I'm sure maybe you've tried to make some adjustments.
Yeah, they want to come out in that first. What we've seen is if you can get them to not have success in that, they'll branch off into things with wider formations or spread formations. And I don't think they want to do that. So from our perspective, we want to make them do that. And but that starts up front, that starts with aggressiveness, and that starts with good, clean tackling.
Braden Dunn returns to the backfield tonight. You'll start sophomore Carson Arone at quarterback, and it's good to see he has the cast off his left hand.
Yeah, you know, that's been an ongoing development. The thing about Braden is we can play him anywhere, and we want to try to get him the ball where he has some chances to be successful. We've done that somewhat this year. I know he did some good things for us at quarterback. The reality of it is with our skill position group right now, this is our best look, especially with not having the guy that came back and started for us last week, Mills. So that's our ideal backfield, but now Braden's going to have to play that position, and we're still going to move him around, but he just has success for us wherever he is, so we're going to try to, kind of keynote him.
Keys tonight, Coach?
Well, I talked earlier about a 4-quarter game, and what I mean by that is we have to protect the football. We can't make the mistakes and let teams jump ahead of us. 2 weeks ago, we're right there in it with purchase line, and we made mistakes, whether it be turnovers or letting guys get behind us, dropping passes, that sort of thing, fumbling the football. Can't happen. I mean, that has to be a key, protecting the football. Defensively, I said it absolutely has to be line up, play football, be physical, and make tackles. We can't wave at people. We've got to get these guys before they can get started.
Coach, as always, thanks for doing this. Hopefully you can get one into the win column tonight. We'll talk to you on the postgame.
Thank you guys very much.
Head coach Greg Paige, brought to you by Wildcat Insurance in Homer City. We'll be back with Ward Hilliard's Keys to the Game, driven by Luther Ford, our starting lineups, and more, as our ITT pregame show continues here on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Save up to $12,000 on a new F-150 at Luther Ford. At Luther Ford, buy a new 2024 F-150 4x4 XLT Super Crew full hybrid and save up to $12,000. Or buy a new 2024 Ford F-150 Super Duty 4x4 XLT Super Crew and save up to $8,000. Wow! And everyone qualifies. Luther Ford, with 2 locations and twice the inventory. The savings are huge. Luther Ford, Route 119, Homer City, and Admiral Perry Highway, Evansburg.
To be a champion, you need to have teamwork, great skills, good conditioning, and above all, you need to stay healthy. But if injury occurs, you need a team of specialists that can get you back in the game. Indiana Total Therapy has been helping area athletes for years. Indiana Total Therapy, with 3 locations, IRMC at Chestnut Ridge in Blairsville, Shelley Drive in Indiana, and at the Human Motion Institute on the campus of IRMC. ITT, the best in our field, and voted Best Physical Therapy in the Best of Indiana County contest.
The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club continues to soar to new heights. Voted Best Social Club and Best Sportsman's Club in Indiana County 2024. The club is proud of their newly remodeled bar area and is excited about the new air purification system that has been installed, the same technology that area casinos use. New large screen TVs, flooring, skills games, and more. Pizza nights every Thursday and Friday during Wildcat season. The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. Go!
Let's go Wildcat! Hi, I'm Eric Brocious. Many of you know me as a high school teacher and a coach. What you didn't know, though, is I'm also a businessman, owner of EMB Computing. I'd like to invite you to our new state-of-the-art facility to see our line of computers, laptops, iPads, MacBooks, and accessories. If you're a business owner, we'll assist you with your networks, servers, workstations, printers, and even your business phone systems. We are located at 57 North 11th Street in Indiana, or you can find us on the web at embcomputing.com. We are your technology specialist.
SCG Hobby. It's in the name. Sports cards, comics, gaming, and more. Speaking of more, they also have a huge selection of Legos, board games, Dungeons & Dragons, and Warhammer. Whatever you fancy, they've got you covered. Come join the SCG family for fun events and tournaments nightly, including Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and more. Dive into a world of sports and fantasy at the SCG Hobby nearest you, with locations in Indiana, Latrobe, Altoona, and North Huntington. Find out more by logging into scghobby.com.
From furniture to flooring, mattresses to accessories, you'll save big at Dowd's. Dowd's showrooms are filled with furnishings from America's finest manufacturers. You can save thousands on Dowd's floor samples and receive incredible savings on custom orders. Whether you're looking to furnish one room or your entire home, right now it's all on sale at Dowd's. Drive a little, save a lot. Dowd's of Plumville and Greensburg.
Doesn't your home deserve Dowd's?
Sportsman's Club for their support. Without it, you don't see the pictures if you're watching tonight's game. Right now, the national anthem being played, unfortunately, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, but we are way away from the band, so we are unable to pick that up in our S&T Bank broadcast booth. But a beautiful picture, if you're watching, of the flag and the leaves turning here as we're at fall, aren't we? We've moved past summer. This will be the 23rd all-time meeting between these two schools, Homer Center owning a 13-9 edge. 4 of the first 11 meetings were actually PIAA District 6 playoff games. Teams went about 20 years without playing until last year when Conemaugh Valley came to Memorial Field and clocked Homer Center pretty good, 50-29. Wildcats' first visit, as I mentioned earlier in our ITT pregame show, here at Conemaugh Valley since November 1st, 2003, a 28-9 Wildcats win. Remember these names, Ward. Ryan Buchner rushed for 141 yards, and Nick Jones passed for a career-high 153 yards. What about keys to the game for both teams tonight as they both are in hunting season? They're hunting for their first wins.
Well, Conemaugh Valley needs to run the ball a little bit. Homer has shown a propensity for not tackling well, so that the Blue Jays need to get the ball moving on the ground. Second thing they need to do is to bottle up the Wildcat offense, get them off the field. And finally, because it's a wet night and the wind's blowing, they got to stay away from turnovers. Teams that have no wins generally have many turnovers, so they've got to avoid that. Homer Center, they got to get off the field. I've been saying this for every week. They got to tackle better, and they got to play more aggressively on defense. They got to also establish some type of consistent offense. They haven't done that much all year long. They get a chance to score, they need to score. And finally, I think the same thing applies to them because of the conditions. Take care of the football.
Keys to the game driven by Luther Ford Lincoln. We're going to step out and come right back with the starting lineups when we return on our ITT pregame show. Rain has subsided for now. Crowd still coming in. Beautiful setting here with the trees in the background across the way. And our ITT pregame show continues with the starting lineups for both teams right here on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Looking for unbeatable savings on TV and internet? Bundle and save with Dish TV and HughesNet satellite internet. Now you can get $5 off each bill and lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Dish TV packages start at just $84.99 a month, and HughesNet plans begin at $59.99 a month. Call SeaWorld Satellites today at 724-463-3200 and start saving. SeaWorld Satellites, your one-stop shop for TV and internet savings.
Every year, we go on a search for great snacks or treats. Children enjoy more than just candy on Halloween. The best sources of calcium are milk, yogurt, and cheese. Kids like us love string cheese because it's tasty and fun to pull, twist, and eat. And parents love string cheese because it's rich in calcium, whatever that is. So give us kids the fun and goodness we are looking for. Make it a very dairy Halloween. A message from Allied Milk Producers.
What sets one insurance agency apart from another? Building relationships. Hunt & Blues Insurance prides themselves on building strong, personal relationships with their clients. Hunt & Blues is an independent agency offering you choices to get you the best coverage at the best rate. When you buy insurance, whether it's for your home, car, business, life, or retirement, you want an agency working in your best interest. And that's Hunt & Blues Insurance, 2 locations, Indiana and Johnstown.
Robindale and its affiliated companies are proud to be a sponsor of all student athletes in the area. For nearly 2 decades, Robindale has been cleaning up refuse coal piles that dot and scar the western Pennsylvania landscape. To reclimate and beautify these areas, Robindale believes deeply in safety, compliance, and community responsibility. If you would like to become a part of the Robindale team, you can contact them at 814-446-6700, extension 122, or see how Robindale can assist your business at robindale.com.
From furniture to flooring, mattresses to accessories, you'll save big at Dowd's. Dowd's showrooms are filled with furnishings from America's finest manufacturers. You can save thousands on Dowd's floor samples and receive incredible savings on custom orders. Whether you're looking to furnish one room or your entire home, right now it's all on sale at Dowd's. Drive a little, save a lot. Dowd's of Plumville and Greensburg.
Doesn't your home deserve Dowd's?
The Indiana County Technology Center is now accepting enrollment in our adult education programs. The ICTC's adult education programs offer in-demand post-secondary programs tailored to empower student success. From cosmetology to welding and practical nursing, the ICTC has a program for everyone. Indiana County Technology Center, empowering tomorrow's workforce.
Out of the booth. We will get back. We welcome you back on the ITT pregame show. We're inside, and we hear the winds gusting in our crowd mics and blowing in through the booth here, but we are not complaining. The starting lineups are brought to you by Indiana County Technology Center, providing the necessary tools to jumpstart your future. You can visit their website at ictc.org as they do some welcome music here, so we're going to kill some of our mics here so we don't pick that up, because on our YouTube channel, they could shut us down. We don't want that to happen. Ward, what about the starting offense? First for Conemaugh Valley, 0-5. They average only 4.4 points a game, 83 yards rushing, 24 yards passing, just 107 yards of total offense.
For the Blue Jays, William Palmer will be at end. He is a junior, 5'8", 160. Left tackle, Joe Toth. He's a junior, 5'10", 190. Anthony Morales, the left guard, senior, 5'11", 215. Tanner Weimer is the center. He's a junior, 5'10", 180. Tanner Miller is the right guard, a senior, 5'9", 185. Michael Morales is the right tackle, senior, 5'11", 230. And Eric Korhut is the right end. He is a junior, 6'1", 180. In the backfield, Logan Heinlein. He is a senior, 5'9", 180. But Ethan McNulty is in the backfield, senior, 5'9", 150. The fullback is Nathan Stifler. He is a sophomore, 5'9", 165. And Aiden Healy, back from injury, a junior, 5'8", 145, completes the backfield. For Homer Center, let me get that up here.
They average 12.8 points a game, 90 yards rushing, 89 yards passing, just 179 total. Go ahead, Ward.
The left end will be Colin Doherty. He is a senior, 5'9", 132. Left tackle, Jackson Taylor, junior, 5'10", 201. Left guard, Dom Shimko, sophomore, 5'9", 178. The center, Zach Wilson, senior, 5'9", 244. Zeke Butterly will be the right guard, a sophomore, 5'9", 173. Right tackle, Gabe Rufner, junior, 6'3", 231. Ocean Maritita will be the right end, a senior, 5'11", 158. In the backfield will be quarterback Carson Arone, sophomore, 5'10", 151. He'll be joined by Braden Dunn. Braden is a senior and 5'9", 182. Brady Frazier also in the backfield, sophomore at 6'1", 172, and you'll be hearing from Riley Coball. He is a junior, 5'8", 156 as a slot.
Starting lineups brought to you by Indiana County Technology Center. That's the ITT pregame show. Stay with us for the start of tonight's game. Coming up next, right here on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
At IRMC, we have all of the necessary pieces in place to perform complex operations, including highly skilled and specially trained surgeons, their support team of experts, and advanced technology like the Da Vinci robotic surgical system. As a result, patients spend less time in the hospital, recover faster, and get treated close to home. So there's no reason to puzzle over where you should get your surgical care. The answer is right here at IRMC.
Kickoff is being presented by Grand Beginnings Children's Center with 2 locations in Indiana, teaching children to shine since 1991. Grand Beginnings Children's Center, and thank them for their support of our Teddy Bear Fund Drive. All 4 of our radio games across our Renda network, they donate $1 for every point all 8 teams score. It has added up to $830 through the first 5 weeks of the season. We say thank you, Grand Beginnings, for your outstanding support, helping us to help the kids. Kicking off for the Blue Jays, and the kick is going to go out of bounds, as we believe that kicker was Tanner Weimer. They rotate a couple of kickers. And let's see who that was. It was 76, actually, so that was Joe Toth kicking off.
And ball going out of bounds. Homer will get it at their 35-yard line. Good field position.
Blue Jays won the toss and deferred.
Still a little windy, Mark. It was supposed to die down at sunset. We never saw the sun, so I don't know what that would be. But
right about now.
We'll see what they do here. The Wildcats lining up.
Zach Wilson out over the football, the 5'9", 244-pound senior. Carson Arone, the sophomore quarterback, with Braden Dunn in the backfield with him. And it's Dunn who actually takes the direct snap, and he moves ahead for 5 yards up to the 40-yard line.
A little shift in the backfield there. They swung to the left, and Dunn took the direct snap, found the gap. He gets in the secondary. He's a load. He's a tough runner, decent speed.
Anthony Morales on the tackle from his inside linebacker position.
I think they're twins, the Moraleses. They're those seniors, so I'm guessing they're twins.
They have given up no fewer than 47 points in their 5 games, 244 overall. The give to Braden Dunn and no gain as they stack him up right near the line of scrimmage. And I think it was Morales once again making that tackle. Here in the opening minute of this football game, the Wildcats are faced with 3rd and 5. It was Michael Morales on that tackle. Michael's 5'11", 230. He gets just a little bit more around the dinner table. His twin brother, Anthony, 215 pounds.
Again, Homer having trouble pushing the line back.
Carson Arone going to go from under center and toss left to Dunn. Dunn some running room, but they close it down nicely. Making the tackle was Aiden Healy, one of the guys that I mentioned just back from injury. And the Wildcats, 3 plays net just 8 yards, so they're going to be faced with 4th and a very solid 2.
And it appears they're going to go for this, and why not? Haven't won all year long. This isn't going to make it. Now they're sending the punt unit in.
And the rain is starting to pick up, and it's blowing more. If you look up at these LED lights, you can see it. Strong winds toward the scoreboard side of the field. It will be at the back of the punter, Brady Frazier, his 16th punt of the season. Good snap from center, and he's going to fake it and run, and he, on second effort, is not going to get there. The Blue Jays stop him, and they will have the football at the Wildcat 44-yard line.
Bold move by the Wildcats, but got to give Conemaugh Valley credit. It's easy to get sucked in on a play like that, but they did it. They got the ball at the Homer Center 44 and a half.
With 9:51 to play here in the first quarter, Conemaugh Valley starts in Homer Center territory. On that tackle, saving Fraser from picking up that first down was Aiden Healy. So welcome back, Aiden, if you're a Blue Jay fan. Also welcome back to the starting quarterback. That is Logan Highline, who keeps it on the fake to the fullback, and he has about 4 yards to the 40-yard line. The Homer Center defense has been scorched to the tune of 38.2 points a game, 273 yards rushing, 93 yards passing. They allow 366 overall. Inside linebacker Cody Bell made that tackle. Second down, just about 5 to go. Wings both ways with the fullback as Heinlein goes under center, and he sends McNulty in motion, and he gives and up the middle for some yardage. With that football is the fullback, Nathan Stifler, who's hit and dropped by Cody Bell, but third down Ward and about a yard to go.
That's 2 down territory, so they will be going for it either way. Homer's defense is, I've been saying it all along, they need to get more aggressive. They got to take out the gaps, get the linebackers involved, and really hasn't happened consistently all year.
third down. The yard marker across the field says fourth, but it is third, and they give to McNulty around the corner, and he's dragged down, but not before he gets a first down. Sean Voluchik on the tackle for the Homer Center Wildcats. If you're watching on Renda Digital TV, a technical issue with the scoreboard that normally we would post as we look at a Dowds of Plumville replay, where that tight formation, the quick handoff to McNulty, who got around the right edge and enough to pick up the first down.
Yeah, Homer's been very susceptible to sweeps and to runs to the either end. They're just not making plays there, and their DNs have got to start coming up and turning those things inside.
First down and 10 to go for the Blue Jays. They've scored no more than a single touchdown in 3 of their 5 games. They've been shut out the other 2. There's a handoff, and the ball came loose, but I think well after the running back was down, and that was Nathan Stifler on the carry.
A little better penetration that time. I'm not sure who made the tackle.
See on our replay, it was Homer Center's Dom Shimko, the sophomore, on the tackle.
Pretty close, almost a fumble there.
Wildcat defense, 4 seniors, 4 juniors, and 3 sophomores. So 7 of the 11 on the field underclassmen with all of these injuries. Blue Jays start 5 seniors, 5 juniors, and a sophomore. Wings both ways, fullback, and now some motion, and they give it to that right wing, and good defense there by Homer Center, stopping the ball carrier. Aiden Healy, I think, was the ball carrier. And on the tackle, it was Dom Shimko and Hayden Bentz who gets the start with the injury to Caden McAnulty.
Nice job of penetration there. They turned that play in. That's what I'm talking about. If your ends can get in there and force that inside, you got a lot of help. If they don't, you got a lot of field to run.
Receiver to the right, Eric Corhut. Defensively, Ward, look for number 7. He's a good football player, watching some video this week. Third down and about 7, and Heinlein hands it off, and Hayden Bentz wraps up the ball carrier, almost slipped free. That was Aiden Healy on the carry, and now it'll set up 4th down and about 6 to go for the Blue Jays.
Bentz has been playing pretty well here of late. I saw him a couple games ago, and I thought he did an excellent job from that DN position. Big stop here.
Again, this Blue Jays offense just 4.4 points a game. Wildcats offense just 12.8. Big 4th down play here for both teams as they search for their first win. Heinlein, 5 of 12 in the game and a half that he played, and he threw 6 interceptions. He throws it out in the flat to Corhut, and the Wildcats are going to stop him and take over on downs, and we will have a media timeout with 5:47 remaining here in the first quarter. IRMC High School Sports Night coverage continues with the score: Conemaugh Valley 0, Homer Center 0 on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Luxembourg's Jewelers would like to let the community know that due to unfortunate flooding circumstances at their downtown location, they have temporarily moved their inventory to their Indiana Mall store. Elegance and affordability like never before at Luxembourg's overflowing Indiana Mall location. Now is the perfect time to take advantage of Luxembourg's store-wide sale. So if you're looking for breathtaking engagement rings or searching for a stunning Christmas gift, there's no need to wait. Now is the time to visit the store-wide sale at Luxembourg's Jewelers Indiana Mall location.
Hi, this is State Representative Jim Struzzi, and I'm proud to serve the 62nd Legislative District. We take pride in our communities, and I'm proud to support our area teams and all our students, wishing them the best of luck this school year. As we approach this year's election, I encourage you to make your voice heard, whether by mail or on the polls at Election Day. I am grateful for your past support, proud of the progress we've made together, and even more excited about the future. The best is yet to come.
Homer Center takes over at their own 27-yard line. A lot that can happen to kids after hours and not just on the gridiron. IRMC at Chestnut Ridge is there when you need them. Urgent Care open 7 days a week from 8 to 8. Pass out in the flat from Carson Arone. And with the football for the Homer Center Wildcats, it is Ocean Maritita, his third reception of the season. Logan Heinlein on the stop for the Conemaugh Valley Blue Jays.
Yeah, big difference in that play. It was very similar to what Conemaugh Valley ran. Conemaugh Valley, when the pass was out there, wobbled, broke the timing up. This one was right on the button, and Maritita picks up a solid 7th.
I mean, I shortchanged Ocean, his 10th reception of the season. 2nd down and 3. Sidecar to the left for the Wildcats. I think that's done, and Carson Arone trying to get around the end, left end, on front of the Homer Center bench, and he can't do it. On the tackle, it was Logan Heinlein. So he comes back from concussion after missing 3.5 games. He's playing both ways. 5'9", 180-pounder. I was told yesterday at the school he wanted to get back. Nothing was going to keep him out of playing the game he loves, and credit to him for fighting his way back. 3rd down, Ward. Wildcats looking for their first down.
It's one of the keys, I said, is to maintain their momentum, move the ball.
Receiver to the right is Colin Doherty. They send Voluchik in motion on a jet. They fake it to him, and Arone keeps it, and he has a 1st down as he approaches the 39, 40-yard line, and he's pushed back by 3 blue jerseys. On the tackle, leading the way, Aiden Healy. So Aiden comes back from injury himself, and he's been in on, 3 tackles already?
Yeah. He's not all that big. He's only 145, but he gets in there.
1st and 10, Homer Center at the 40. The ball pretty much in the center of the field. We approach the 4-minute mark of this scoreless first quarter. Again, Voluchik in motion on the jet. They hand it to him. He gets to the corner, 45-50. And depending on where he stepped out of bounds in front of the Wildcat bench on the far side of the field, could be another 1st down. It'll depend on the spot. Ethan Hill nudged him out of bounds. And looks like they're going to put it down right at the 50, so a 1st down.
Nice run by Sean there. He made the cut at the corner. Just turned on the Jets, picked up big 10 yards. I'm saying Homer's in 4-down territory now, Mark. Anytime you're near or over the 50, that's a break for them.
Riley Cobaugh, receiver, and they're going to reposition, and now the tight end Fedoric split off the line. Snap a little bit low, bobbled by Arone. He picks it up, and he's going to be tackled. Should have just jumped on it. That was dangerous, particularly with the late rain falling, but they will lose yardage, and I think it was Braden Dunn maybe that came out of the stack with the football. Let's see if we get a replay or not. I'm not sure. Yes, here's replay courtesy of Dowds of Plumville, and no, it was Carson Arone. Well, no, it was Braden Dunn that jumped on that football.
Ball bounced away from Carson. Luckily, Dunn was Johnny on the spot.
Tanner Miller, the inside backer, was creating havoc on that play. Senior 5'9", 185-pounder. 2:40 to play here in the first quarter. We are scoreless. 2nd down, 15. Arone to pass. Arone, good protection, fires, and it's caught by Colin Doherty. And Doherty into Conemaugh Valley territory to about the 46-yard line, where Logan Heinlein made the tackle in a much more manageable 3rd down and a long 5 for Homer Center.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say there. They did a nice job of not trying to get greedy, take what's there.
Good shorthanded tackle as we see it on our replay monitor in our S&T Bank broadcast booth. We didn't have replay monitors when you started back in 1994.
Replay monitors.
We had cell phones. 3rd down and about 5 to go. Long 5 at that, and Arone to pass. Pump fake. He's going to throw deep, has a receiver wide open, and he misfired. That's a touchdown to Riley Cobaugh. He was absolutely, that was the play we saw at Purchase Line when they were driving for the game-winning touchdown. The down and out and the pump fake, and then he turns it up on the streak up the left sideline, but Carson would like to have that one back. Carson, by the way, 18 of 41, 43%, 168 yards passing. Big play here, Ward. They will go for it with 1:51 on the clock, 4th down and about 6 to go.
The entire team went to the sideline to get this play.
Receiver to the right is Colin Doherty. L receiver is Riley Conemaugh. They put Dunn in motion. And Arone fires over the middle, incomplete. Two receivers in the same spot, and Conemaugh Valley holds. They'll take over on downs. We'll step out with 1:50 remaining in a scoreless first quarter on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
MarionCenterBank.com. Looking for a bank that's rooted in your community? Looking for a bank that has all the latest options that a hometown bank should have? For personal and business banking, home loans and student loans, and fraud protection that's state-of-the-art, trust Marion Center Bank. With locations servicing Indiana, Armstrong, and Cambria counties. Struggling with student loan applications and decisions? Now is the perfect time to inquire about student loans at Marion Center Bank. MarionCenterBank.com. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club continues at U6 Stadium. Our executive producer of Wildcat Sports, Michael Burdig, back in Indiana. Tight formation, fullback almost in the hip pocket of the quarterback Heinlein, and he flips it to that right wing, and that is Aiden Healy. And a fumble on the play. Did Homer Center
They're signaling they got it. Let's see.
Yes, it is Homer Center ball, and it's Braden Dunn with the fumble recovery.
Yeah, one of the keys of the game, turnovers.
Let's see who forced that fumble. I don't know that I'm going to get that spot. It might have been Hayden Benz. Could have been Dom Shimko, and there's one other white jersey. But regardless, the Wildcats have the ball.
Hayden Dunn in there also. He may have jarred it loose. That's right. Regardless, it's
Braden Dunn recovered it.
That's a turnover and a big one here if Homer can capitalize.
Right at the 46, toss left to Dunn. Braden, 40, dives inside the 40. Let's see if they keep the clock moving. They do, so he did not go out of bounds. Drive starting at the Conemaugh Valley 46. Our statistician in the booth, tracking stats all night long. And Jerry, there is a seat over here by us. Because you don't do us much good way over there. Yeah. First Commonwealth Bank presents our sponsor with the limo ride all the way over here for Jerry. Second down, short 4 for Homer Center. Dunn in the backfield. Arone takes the shotgun snap, read option, keeps it. Going to be close to a first down as he gets to the 35-yard line as we're under a minute, and they'll move the chains, and the Wildcats will have a new set of downs. On the tackle, it was Tanner Miller for the Conemaugh Valley Blue Jays. By the way, we want to thank everybody here at Conemaugh Valley for their outstanding help in getting us set up yesterday and accommodating us today. It's good to be back over here. My first time here they're coaches. They shouldn't be listening to me, but I think they are since 2003 on a Saturday afternoon. But it's good to have night football. School board approved lights back in 2022, and they were ready for the season last year, and it looks great.
Yep.
Arone goes under center, and on a counter, they give it, and running with the football into the secondary, that's Braden Dunn, and Braden must feel like the seas parted for the first time this season as he takes it for 15 yards, and Ethan McNulty finally stopped him.
Those are the kind of plays that Homer's been giving up for touchdowns, but Conemaugh shut it down a little bit. They gained 15 on that.
To the 20-yard line, so the Wildcats are in the red zone.
Sustain the drive now. That's the key.
Sean Valuchik, slot receiver to the left. Colin Doherty to the right. We're down to 15 seconds. Let's see if the Wildcats want to run another play. They will not. So thanks to friends of Jim Struzzi for presenting the first quarter, second quarter action coming up in a minute with the Wildcats in Conemaugh Valley territory threatening. We're scoreless on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club continues to soar, and the club is proud to offer newly remodeled facilities for its many members. Voted best social and sportsman's club in Indiana County, the club features a large 3-acre fishing pond that is well stocked and offers a shooting range that is open year-round. The club takes pride in hosting kid-friendly events and the annual fireworks display for the 4th of July. Inside, club members can enjoy a newly remodeled bar area, the perfect place to unwind and watch your favorite team. The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club.
Let's go!
Dan in a van hasn't returned your call? Chuck in a truck can't get there for 2 months? Stop dealing with fly-by-nighters and call a company that's fully capable for all your plumbing and heating needs. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated is on call 24/7, 365 days a year. Visit us at joyceplumbing.com. That's joyceplumbing.com. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated, the best place in town to take a leak. PA 042115.
By Friends of Joe Pitt.
Back with you in our S&T Bank broadcast booth. People forward banking. Wildcats moving the ball forward after the forced turnover and the fumble recovery by Braden Dunn. Starting the second quarter, they have a new set of downs at the Blue Jay 20-yard line. Ocean Maritita split wide left in front of the Conemaugh Valley bench. Carson Arone turns, hands it to Dunn, bounces it outside, right sideline, 10, goal line, touchdown. Braden Dunn's first rushing touchdown of the season, and boy, that has to feel good. And the Wildcats have the first points of the game with 11:53 left in the first half. It's 6-0 Homer Center.
Well blocked on the right side there, Mark. He was untouched, and we're used to seeing that the other way. So I'm sure Braden is tickled to death to be able to waltz into the end zone on a 20-yard scamper.
Brady Frazier to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Braden Dunn. He's 5 for 6 this season, the talented sophomore right-footed soccer-style kicker. Snap is put down and the kick is up, and it's certainly high enough and long enough, and the kick is good. So the Wildcats jump out in front, both teams hunting their first win of the season. Homer Center leads at 7-0 as the teams come upfield right here on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
What's the most popular 5-passenger SUV in central Pennsylvania? That's an easy one. It's the Mitsubishi Outlander Sport, of course. You see them everywhere. I mean everywhere. And why not? It's by far the greatest value on the market. With more standard features than most, great fuel economy, and the best warranty on the planet, buying a new Outlander Sport's an easy choice above all others. You gotta have one. Get your best Mitsubishi deal today at the Mitsubishi Giant.
5-star Mitsubishi Altoona. It doesn't get better than this.
We're the lifeblood of the community.
It's so much more than just a job.
So good patient care is providing top quality care, but also in a timely fashion.
They don't need to go to Pittsburgh for that. They can stay right here in their backyard.
So when a patient walks into your office, you receive them as your family member.
A patient leaves my office feeling heard.
And the focus truly is on what will get us our best patient outcome.
The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club continues to soar to new heights. Voted best social.
In favor of the Wildcats, done with 6 carries, 50 yards in the first quarter. Option right, and they pitch it, and McNulty forced out of bounds by Brady Fraser with a late assist from, I think, Ocean Maritita coming across the way. But they're going to give him progress up to the 36-yard line, so a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, Chris has been with us many times on some road trips.
Oh, yeah, he went to Williamsport with us.
He has some interesting stories, I'm sure.
In my blue pen, where did it go? I can't
the
go
blue
without...
marker.
Nope, that's
This
not
ain't
it.
I don't have the pen. Everything's in my head, buddy.
Boy.
Let's make it. We'll sit on the floor.
Oh, here it is. Here we go. Can't do without the colored pens, and the Wildcats jumped off sides.
That's a good job by Conemaugh Valley, varying their cadence.
It's always good to be ranked number 1 in the gold standard of care at IRMC at Chestnut Ridge, and Blairsville's once again not gone unnoticed as they were voted the best urgent care and walk-in clinic in the Best of Indiana County contest. No wonder at Urgent Care. They will fast-track you, get you quick access to their team of medical experts, highly trained and ready to treat all minor injuries and illnesses. Open 7 days a week from 8 till 8, located off Old Route 22 in Blairsville, where you can get in, get out, get better, a part of the IRMC family. IRMC with that Trump rally Monday night, the jam-packed crowd, and they were all prepared. Anybody gets sick or anything unforeseen, unfortunately, all went well. Give and smothered in the backfield is the wing. That is Aiden Healy and Hayden Bentz, who's played well here. Hayden, I think, when he's gotten playing time, he has done really well, Ward. He's sophomore, 5'10", 207-pounder, forced into his first start, to the best of my knowledge this season, replacing Caden McAnulty.
2 games ago, I saw him play and went up to him, told him, I said, "You play well, keep that up." And he certainly did that. Nice read there. Got in, made a sure tackle.
Opening minute of this second quarter, 7-0 Homer Center, taking advantage of the Conemaugh Valley turnover. Heinlein to throw, throws downfield, and a flag on the play as the receiver got twisted around.
It's interference on Homer Center.
Yeah, it's going to be interference. Eric Korhut, we'll see if we get a replay or not. Here it is. I don't know that we'll see the actual interference downfield. Just last minute, but the contact between Maritita and Korhut happened earlier.
Yeah.
So it'll be an automatic first down for Valley. They will march it off.
That pass was not going to be completed. It was kind of in no man's land, but Maritita not knowing that.
Wildcats have lost 10 games in a row dating back to last year. So it would certainly feel good to get that cement block off their shoulders. Conemaugh Valley hunting for their first win of the year, too. They're at the Wildcat 45. They have a motion man and a lucky break. That was almost fumbled, and it was picked up by Korhut, who ends up turning it into positive yardage before he was met and dropped by Brady Fraser. That ball was bobbled by the quarterback, Warden, and I thought that as we look at our Dowds of Plumville replay, it went right over the shoulder of Korhut and into his hands.
Yeah, he was lucky.
And they end up picking up 3 yards. Homer Center has never lost more than 10 games in a row in the what I call the modern era. But if you go back to the early years, Homer Center lost 13 in a row from 1923 to 1928. But they were only playing 2 games, 3 games a season, and nobody really cares about the 1920s. Not now, at least. 2nd down and 7, toss left, and it's McNulty, and he slipped. And if not for that slip, he has some positive yardage, but he'll go down right near the line of scrimmage. Riley Cobaugh will be credited with the tackle, and they'll actually move it back a yard, so he'll lose a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down and 8, under 10 minutes to play here in a pretty rapidly paced first half.
Called that right. Had he not slipped, he might have got a first down there. He was out in the open field. Again, those are the kind of things that this Homer defense has been giving up.
McNulty, their leading ground gainer, 45 rushes, 293 yards, a 6.5 average, and 3 touchdowns, the only 3 touchdowns they've scored this season. Motion man is Aiden Healy, and they fake the jet to him, and coming near side is McNulty, and he's wrapped up for a loss. It was Jackson Taylor busting through to make that tackle, and now you would think the Blue Jays will have to punt it away.
Little counter off of the split back. We used to call that a reverse. But Wildcats got some penetration, which is something we've been talking about, and made the play. Stayed home.
They will punt.
Braden Dunn is deep.
Punters, see if that's Logan Heinlein or Joe Toth. Coach Kent gave me both as possibilities. High punt, and Wildcats allow it to bounce, and it's going to go out of bounds. We'll take a timeout. Homer Center possession, leading 7-0 when we return with 8:29 to play in the first half on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club continues to soar to new heights. Voted Best Social Club and Best Sportsman's Club in Indiana County 2024. The club is proud of their newly remodeled bar area and is excited about the new air purification system that has been installed, the same technology that area casinos use. New large screen TVs, flooring, skills games, and more. Pizza nights every Thursday and Friday during Wildcat season. The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. Go!
Let's go Wildcats!
I'm Senator Joe Pittman. From Indiana to Westmoreland and Jefferson to Armstrong counties, I'm dedicated to supporting every student in the 41st District. As Senate Majority Leader, I'm committed to ensuring our kids have the opportunities they deserve, whether it's excelling in athletics or engaging in extracurricular activities or achieving academic excellence. Together, we're building a strong foundation for our children's future. I appreciate your support and encourage you to vote, whether by mail or in person, on
center for holding, so they start at their own 6-yard line, and the first play from scrimmage does not go well. Defense very well by the Conemaugh Valley Blue Jays. Braden Dunn on the carry. Eric Korhut. I told you, Ward, just watching some video, I was very impressed with number 7, 6'1", 180-pound junior, and he limits Dunn to a 1-yard gain up to the 7-yard line.
Yeah, this is a critical series of downs for Homer. They've got to get it out of that deep hole if they can. Conemaugh, of course, is aware of that and will do all that they can to stop them.
4 receivers, twins both ways. And Carson Arone hands off to Dunn. Pretty good opening, and he breaks free for a first down over the 15 up to the 18 or 19-yard line for the senior, who's been, I've described him as a warrior this year with everything he's been through. Ethan McNulty on the tackle. McNulty's been impressive here in the early going from that outside linebacker position, but Dunn punches it out of the hole from the 7 up to the 19-yard line for a gain of 12.
Say that Braden gets in the secondary, he is a load, and you showed that right there.
Maritita to the left boundary. Colin Doherty, if you're watching at the top of your screen, toss right to Dunn. Eludes one tackler, but that's going to be a hold on the Wildcats, and it's going to push them back.
Down with the carry, but there's a flag on the play.
Yep.
Clock stopped with 7:13 to play. Tell you what we'll do. We'll pause for 30 seconds. Tackle made by Logan Heinlein. Coming back, 7-0 Homer Center. They're going to be pinned deep again on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your local Erie agent is William G. Meckling Insurance Agency. Get a quote at 724-465-4261 or visit mecklinginsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
In his own end zone, they were at the 10-yard line and wanted to pass. Backside pressure came. Carson didn't see it. Korhut, who I mentioned is a heck of a football player and a handful to block, they didn't block him, and they tackled Carson in the end zone for a safety.
That does not make Coach Paige very happy. That's just total breakdown blocking-wise, and that was a big play by Korhut. He was in there so quick, there was nothing Carson Road could do.
So the Wildcats will have to punt it away now to the Blue Jays. 7:01 left here. in the first half. And the Blue Jays will get it right back.
Yeah, probably pretty good field position. The punt will take place from 20. I'm assuming they're going to punt.
Keep in mind, the Wildcats had it at the 19-yard line. Looked promising, new set of downs, and then a holding penalty.
Yeah, penalties hurt that drive. They had 2 holds on that drive. Just never got out of the hole. Going to hit it, kick it off the tee.
So from the 20-yard line, Fraser kicking into a pretty stiff wind. It's calmed a little bit, but flag still fairly starched. And it's a pretty good kick. Back to the 25, and they allow it to roll to the 20, picked up at about the 15-yard line. And the Blue Jays running with footballs Aiden Healy to the 30 and tackled at the 34-yard line by the Homer Center Wildcats, Jackson Taylor. So if you're a Homer Center fan watching, that's not too bad of an outcome.
Great kick by Frazier.
Into the wind, too, Ward.
Yeah, he caught that, had the receivers backing up, and then they let it hit. And pretty good coverage there.
So they'll start at the 35-yard line. Next week, Homer Center, they'll be honoring the 1974 team, Ron Coleman's great ball club. We'll have Wildcat Flashback coming up at the half. West Shamokin will come to town. Then a trip to Cambria Heights. Next week, Conemaugh Valley. They host River Valley. So, first and 10 for the Blue Jays, that tight formation. And Heinlein hands it off to the fullback. And that's going to be a loss. As with that football was Stifler. Dom Shimko on the tackle.
Shimko with the tackle.
Good job that time. I mean, they're up tight. If you let that back through, he's into the secondary, easy 5 yards. Nice job. Homer needs to gain momentum back, so the defense needs a 3 and out here.
Some scores: end of 1, United Valley 7, West Shamokin nothing. River Valley 7, Purchase Line nothing at the end of 1. End of 1, Northern Cambria 12, Marion Center nothing. That, I think, the game of the week in the Heritage Conference.
Yeah.
End of the first, Cambria Heights 28, Portage nothing. And Heinlein, option left, and with the football, Stifler again, and Voluchik. His grandfather, Sticky Lawson, was part of that great 1974 team, and Sean Voluchik making Grandpa proud on that one. I'm sure they're watching at the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. Proud sponsor of our video streams, our presenting sponsor. A loss, it'll be 3rd down and about 12.
Nice play by Voluchik, and Homer needs that. They need to be able to start making plays in the backfield.
Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club, over 1,200 members and going strong. They're going to host the 74 team next Friday night. They're always accepting new members. Best social club in Indiana County in the Best of Indiana County contest. All kind of improvements down there. 3rd down and long, and Heinlein gives on a jet to the right and into the secondary to the 40, to the 50. It's a foot race to the 25, 20, and taking it to the house is Korhut on a 3rd down and 12. The Wildcats give up a 67-yard touchdown run, and with 5:03 left in the first half, just like that, a safety and a touchdown, and it's 8-7 Conemaugh Valley. That just shouldn't happen.
Yeah, Homer had a defense. They just did not make the play. I don't know. A couple of players had opportunities there to stop that. They did not. And once he got the foot speed is another weakness of Homer Center, and just unable to close that gap. Well, momentum has changed uniforms.
They will attempt the extra point out of placement. Tyler Wagner, left-footed kicker. Snap is down, and the kick is blocked, and they had no chance. So Eric Korhut, at least according to Max Prep stats, entered the game with 1 rush for 1 yard. On that play, he ran 67 for a touchdown to give the Blue Jays an 8-7 lead over the Wildcats with 5:03 left in the first half on an IRMC High School Sports Night on the Renda Media Football Network.
At Grand Beginnings Children's Center, their focus is on growing and teaching children to be the best they can be. They know children need education, inclusion, and safety. Grand Beginnings has a mission to provide a warm and nurturing environment in which each child can grow physically, emotionally, socially, intellectually, and spiritually. Grand Beginnings Children's Center with 2 locations in Indiana, teaching children to shine since 1991. Call 724-463-1819. Find them at grandbeginnings.net.
Hi, I'm Eric Brocious. Many of you know me as a high school teacher and a coach. What you didn't know, though, is I'm also a businessman, owner of EMB Computing. I'd like to invite you to our new state-of-the-art facility to see our line of computers, laptops, iPads, MacBooks, and accessories. If you're a business owner, we'll assist you with your networks, servers, workstations, printers, and even your business phone systems. We are located at 57 North 11th Street in Indiana, or you can find us on the web at embcomputing.com. We are your technology specialists.
Drive summary for the Blue Jays. 3 plays, 65 yards, and it took a minute and 49. Stats all night long brought to you by First Commonwealth Bank. Time to be first. Kicking off is Toth, end over end. Short kick going to be taken by Dunn at the 12-yard line. Heads toward the center of the field to the 25 to the 30. Bounces it outside, has running room to the 40, to the 45, 50. Down the right sideline, and a touchdown saving tackle across the way. And there's a flag on the play too, so it's probably coming back.
And that will put Homer in another hole. That flag's around the 22. You got to believe it's blocking the back, and the signal is bringing them back, holding again. Wow, Coach Paige has got to be livid over there.
Dunn. Good return, too, of what, about 30 yards or so? 35?
Yeah, anyway.
So there's a media timeout as well with 4:47. We'll unsort the penalty when we return. 4:47 remaining in the first half. It's now Conemaugh Valley 8 and the Homer Center Wildcats 7. Both of these teams searching for win number 1 this football season. Blue Jays by a point on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
To be a champion, you need to have teamwork, great skills, good conditioning, and above all, you need to stay healthy. But if injury occurs, you need a team of specialists that can get you back in the game. Indiana Total Therapy has been helping area athletes for years. Indiana Total Therapy, with 3 locations, IRMC at Chestnut Ridge in Blairsville, Shelley Drive in Indiana, and at the Human Motion Institute on the campus of IRMC. ITT, the best in our field, and voted Best Physical Therapy in the Best of Indiana County contest.
Robindale and its affiliated companies are proud to be a sponsor of all student athletes in the area. For nearly 2 decades, Robindale has been cleaning up refuse coal piles that dot and scar the western Pennsylvania landscape. To reclimate and beautify these areas, Robindale believes deeply in safety, compliance, and community responsibility. If you would like to become a part of the Robindale team, you can contact them at 814-446-6700, extension 122, or see how Robindale can assist your business at robindale.com.
Instead of starting at the Conemaugh Valley 45, will start at their own 12. 5th penalty for 50 yards for Homer Center. Ouch.
They're critical. Yeah, those have all been critical.
From the shotgun, Carson Arone, snap a little bit wide, but he handles it, and he moves the football forward and gets to the 15-yard line before he's pushed back. And on the tackle, it was big Michael Morales, who's had himself a good first half, the 5'11", 230-pound senior tackle.
Yeah, the lack of foot speed with Homer Center has really become evident here game after game. Their secondary is just getting outran.
Although they do have a couple of kids that are pretty good tracksters, Ward. Brady Fraser, I'm not sure if he was out there on that play. Also, Riley Cobaugh has good speed.
Yeah, they got decent speed, but not great speed. And you saw that with Blairsville or River Valley last week. They just ran past the Homer defenders.
Carson Arone will go under center on 2nd down and 7. And he's going to give to Dunn, who came from the left side around the right end, and will have yardage up to about the 19-yard line, but a gain of only 4. So it'll be 3rd down and a long 2. Alex Davis Gonzalez, the nose guard, a little guy, 5'8", 160-pound disruptor that lined up his nose.
Critical that Homer get the first down and continue to move on this drive.
IUP at home finally. First home game tomorrow at Frank Signetti Field at Miller Stadium. 3:30 will be airtime on U92.5 FM. It's also Hall of Fame Day. 3rd down and 2. Shotgun snap. Arone wants to keep it. Arone has a first down, and he's going to be spun down defensively by Anthony Morales, the inside linebacker. So wind kicks up. I'm going to have to shut this crowd mic downward as the wind's getting in it. So you can do some fake cheers when something good happens for both teams.
I'd like to right here, but let's see what the Wildcats can do. Nice job on the left side there. They opened a hole for Carson.
25-yard line. Under 3 minutes to play. It's 8-7 Conemaugh Valley. Wildcats scored first but gave up a safety, and now we have a timeout. Greg Paige comes marching onto the field to talk to his young unit that's out there with 2:43 to play in the first half. Our coverage from U6 Stadium at Conemaugh Valley High School continues with the score: Blue Jays 8, Wildcats 7 on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Save up to $12,000 on a new F-150 at Luther Ford. At Luther Ford, buy a new 2024 F-150 4x4 XLT Super Crew full hybrid and save up to $12,000. Or buy a new 2024 Ford F-150 Super Duty 4x4 XLT Super Crew and save up to $8,000. Wow! And everyone qualifies. Luther Ford with 2 locations and twice the inventory. The savings are huge. Luther Ford, Route 119, Homer City, and Admiral Perry Highway, Evansburg.
I've always been a very hard worker, and I thought that there was something that smart people that work hard could do differently with the money that you've worked so hard to earn. I consulted First Commonwealth Bank. They said, absolutely there is. And then they called us with a program that was directly suited for us. I've been able to enjoy what I've worked a lifetime to create, and I've done all that with the help of First Commonwealth Bank.
Confusion timeout. Timeout's brought to you by Luxembourg's Jewelers. No confusion there. They're outstanding in downtown Indiana and at the Indiana Mall. And Arone is hit and sacked back at the 21-yard line, and the ball maybe came loose too. It was Alex Davis Gonzalez hitting him. Let's see what they say. Is it Blue Jay ball? No, I think Carson came out of the stack with that football, but he was popped pretty good, was he not?
Oh, he sure was. He got away from the initial pursuit, but then he ran right smack into the young man that made a tackle. I didn't see who that was.
Gonzalez.
He's played pretty well also.
2nd down and 12. 23rd all-time meeting. First meeting was way back in 1968. A 31-18 Homer Center victory. Most points, 73 in 1984. That's not going to happen tonight, is it?
I don't think so.
2nd down and 12. Arone empty backfield, going to throw deep and just lobs it out there, and it's broken away. Broken up, I should say. Done the intended receiver, but really no chance. They're lucky that ball wasn't intercepted by Nathan Stifler. Just kind of floated up there.
Dunn broke that up. That Stifler just about had it.
There's a replay brought to you by Dowds of Plumville. Yeah, Stifler, if not for Braden Dunn, that is an interception. So the Wildcats with their backs against the wall, literally speaking, at the 22-yard line, trailing 8-7. This team that's been decimated by injuries with no fewer than 10 players on the shelf. Good news in that senior Eli Butterly, who broke a bone the first week or second week of the season actually, is close to coming back, which is maybe ahead of schedule. Long drop, they look to set up a screen, and they get it into Dunn's hands, but nowhere to run because staying home and reading that play beautifully for the Blue Jays.
I'm not sure.
I see.
Well, we'll see it here.
67 maybe was it? It was Ian McLucas. And the Wildcats will have to punt.
That's good discipline on the part of Conemaugh Valley. They came after him, but they kept the man back, and that's what killed the screen.
Now a whistle, and what's going on here? The officials are going to confer. Rain has subsided.
It hasn't really been a big factor. And it looks like the wind is.
Lone setback return man is Ethan McNulty, stands right around midfield near that CV logo. They restart the clock, and if I'm the Wildcats, I'd use every second I can.
It seems like they're having difficulty here figuring out what to do.
There's a flag down now.
Again. If that's on the Wildcats, you might see Coach Paige on the field.
I think it's on the Blue Jays' 5-yard mark-off. It is. And if they restart the clock, Ward, now they should reset the play clock. I mean, surely the coaches are going to say, don't punt the football. You have 30 seconds to play with. Make them use a timeout. 27, I'd just stand there.
Seems that's what they're doing, too, Mark.
1 to 10, clock moving. I'm surprised Conemaugh Valley hasn't taken a timeout. 17 seconds on the play clock. Smart by Homer Center for sure. Braden Dunn can see the play clock, and now Conemaugh Valley does take a timeout, but they waited way too long to do it with 57 seconds left in the first half. Conemaugh Valley will be getting the ball back when we return. They have the lead 8-7 on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Hi, my name is Zachary, and this is the bus that I take to school every day. It's a Smith bus. We have a really fun bus driver, and guess what? Smith Bus Company is hiring new bus drivers.
That's right. Smith Bus Company is hiring positions for full and part-time drivers and driver's assistants. They provide transportation for 6 area school districts, and they're proud of the work they do. Apply now at smithbusco.com, equal opportunity employer.
Renda Digital TV is Indiana County's leading live stream service. Our team of dedicated producers and on-air personalities work hard to bring you network-level event and sports coverage to your fingertips. And if you can't make it, every live stream is archived, so you never miss a minute. And for you IUP football fans, Renda Digital TV is the exclusive home of Hawk Talk, airing every Monday during the season. Subscribe to Renda Digital TV for free today.
Away from a jersey tackle is the return man Ethan McNulty, and he gets up to the 45-yard line where he was tackled on the kick coverage team by Riley Cobaugh, a punt that covered 35 yards, and that's right on the average of Brady Fraser. His 17th punt of the season, he came in averaging 35.3.
Kept him in bounds, so that should keep the clock going.
So the 45-yard line, well, on the after the punt, the clock is stopped until the snap.
Oh, I just learned something.
Oh, come on. From the 45-yard line, let's see how the Blue Jays play it. Leading 8-7. Needless to say, it'll be their first lead at the half, barring something crazy here. And they give up the middle, and a flag going to be a face mask on Homer Center as Riley Cobaugh caught the face mask of Ethan McNulty. And we'll see if we have a replay, D. Ober, our producer tonight. And he bobbled that ball too. And actually it was not on Riley Cobaugh of Homer Center. It was on Gabe Ruffner who reached in there. By the way, D. Ober from SeaWorld Satellites filling in for John Smathers tonight. Great partner of Renda Media, SeaWorld Satellites. They do it all, Dish Network provider, internet services, and timeout right now, provided by SeaWorld Satellites and Luxembourg's Jewelers in downtown Indiana and at the Indiana Mall. It's, hey, Christmas time's approaching. You can lay away at Luxembourg's. We'll take a 30-second break with 43 seconds left in the first half. Blue Jays 8, Wildcats 7 on the Renda Media Football Network.
Homer City American Legion Post 493, a longtime backer of Homer Center Athletics, is pleased to be a part of today's broadcast and wishes the best of luck to the Homer Center Wildcats this season. Homer City American Legion Post 493 has served Homer City and our veterans for more than half a century. They are a staple of the community and believe in giving back. So have fun today, teams. Represent your communities well. From your friends at the Homer City American Legion Post 493.
Great food and fun? And you want to go to the hidden dive where all the locals eat? Around these parts, that's Mavericks. Pick your favorites from the jukebox, grab a cold one at the bar, and rack up a round of 8-ball. They've got a new one-page menu.
People forward banking. 1st and 5 for the Blue Jays, and they flip it out, and with the football's Ethan McNulty, and tackled on the play by Homer Center's Cody Bell, the inside backer. Out of town scoreboard, United Valley late in the half was leading West Shamokin 28-0. Cambria Heights 28-0 over Portage after 1. 12-0 Marion Center after 1. No further updates, although they will be rolling in here shortly. Down to 37 seconds left here in the half. The Blue Jays faced with a 2nd down and 4 at the Wildcat 49-yard line. Ball in the right hash. Outside the hashes to the left is Korhut. And Heinlein looking, throwing over the middle, and it's broken up. Korhut had it momentarily, and then Riley Kobaugh broke it up. Riley, Homer Center's leading tackler, and he's been one of the few bright spots on that defense.
Yeah, he did a nice job there staying with the receiver. Pass a little high. Korhut probably could have caught that if it was down a little more, but
I'll tell you what, if he does, he might have just kept on going.
He would have scored, yep. Just run deep post there.
3rd down and 4. Split to the short side of the field is Nathan Stifler. They have twins left and right. And they give on a reverse, and Healy with it cuts towards the center of the field. He's going to be dragged down after a yard or two, and Riley Kobaugh again for the Homer Center Wildcats, and a timeout going to be called by the Blue Jays with 20.5 seconds left in the first half. Conemaugh Valley 8, Homer Center 7 on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Great food and fun? And you want to go to the hidden dive where all the locals eat? Around these parts, that's Mavericks. Pick your favorites from the jukebox, grab a cold one at the bar, and rack up a round of 8-ball. They've got a new one-page menu that covers it all. Appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, salads, and the best wings. Period. Everything is prepared better than you expect. Minutes from anywhere in Homer City right off 119. Mavericks. Drinks, sports, food. Make us proud, Wildcats. You got
It appears as if the Blue Jays will go for it here on 4th and short with 20.5 seconds left. A little risky. I think the Wildcats have a couple of timeouts, but let's see.
Kobaugh's blitzed on. He's coming again.
And the giver on the right side, and it is Korhut that carries, and he's going to have enough for a 1st down to the Wildcat 45-yard line, and he ran out of bounds. So they will have a new set of downs, I do believe, and yes, they do.
Heinlein's had a propensity for throwing picks this year.
Well, he's only played 6 quarters, but yeah, you're right, because in those first 6 quarters he threw, if the Max Prep stats are right, 6 interceptions. He had 3 against Penns Manor. Unfortunately, got hurt in the 3rd quarter against Portage, and they were in that ball game. Wind and the rain start again here.
Start again, yep.
So 1st and 10 at the 45. I'm surprised the Wildcats don't have about 6 guys lined up at the 20-yard line. Pressure up the middle. They throw, and it's caught. And with the football, it is Nathan Stifler. And it's going to be 9 yards on the play. And the clock is going to run out. On the tackle was Ocean Maritita, and they will not get off another play. That's the end of the first half. It's Conemaugh Valley and Homer Center. Somebody's going to get into the win column. Both of these teams 0-5 entering tonight's action, and heading to the locker room, it will be Conemaugh Valley with the 1-point edge. It's Conemaugh Valley 8 and the Homer Center Wildcats 7 on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
At IRMC, we have all of the necessary pieces in place to perform complex operations, including highly skilled and specially trained surgeons, their support team of experts, and advanced technology like the Da Vinci robotic surgical system. As a result, patients spend less time in the hospital, recover faster, and get treated close to home. So there's no reason to puzzle over where you should get your surgical care. The answer is right here at IRMC.
Due to an overwhelming response, the Dowd semi-annual floor sample sale has been extended. We're clearing our warehouse and filling both stores with over $4 million of inventory. Save on sofas, recliners, sectionals, bedroom and dining room furniture, plus lamps, pictures, and accessories, all ready for immediate delivery. Hurry in, sale ends soon. Dowd's of Plumville and Greensburg.
Doesn't your home deserve Dowds?
Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club continues to soar, and the club is proud to offer newly remodeled facilities for its many members. Voted best social and sportsman's club in Indiana County, the club features a large 3-acre fishing pond that is well-stocked and offers a shooting range that is open year-round. The club takes pride in hosting kid-friendly events and the annual fireworks display for the 4th of July. Inside, club members can enjoy a newly remodeled bar area, the perfect place to unwind and watch your favorite team. The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. Go!
Let's go!
Quick, Ken, we're getting higher and higher.
Almost as high as the closing fees on those mortgages we sold last month.
And we keep getting higher.
I know. Our closing costs are making us a fortune right now.
They sure are, but I meant we are getting higher towards the moon.
Hey, and the best thing is our customers can't find us up here.
Tired of closing costs and hidden fees going to the moon? Are you fed up with online mortgage companies treating you like an astronaut who doesn't have problems with things going higher and higher? Refinancing or purchasing a new home? InFirst Bank is here for you. They've been the trusted local mortgage lender for over 100 years. They won't surprise you with increased closing costs or hidden fees. Only personalized service. They'll work with you every step of the way to get you into the home of your dreams. InFirst Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
InFirst Bank, here for you since 1922.
And welcome to our SCG Hobby Halftime Show as we come to you from Jake Jacoby Field at USIC Stadium at Conemaugh Valley High School. Our score at the half, 8-7 Conemaugh Valley on our SCG Hobby Halftime Show. Very momentarily, we will have our Wildcat flashback feature. We will have radio replays, a look at the first half stats, and out-of-town scoreboard. We had a scoreless first quarter, and the teams traded touchdowns in the second quarter, but a safety the difference in Conemaugh Valley's favor as they tackled Carson Arone. We'll get to all of that as we continue the Homer Center Marching Band performing down on the field as the rain comes down and the wind continues to blow here. First subpar weather night we've had this football season in 2024. We're going to come back with our Wildcat flashback feature as we've been chronicling the 1974 great Ron Coleman team, and we'll talk to the former coach when we continue with the score. Conemaugh Valley 8 and the Homer Center Wildcats 7 right here on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Hi.
We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's free. Jerry?
When insurance agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a trusted choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
More choices and more savings at Walbeck Insurance. 479-9378. 479-9378.
So what sets S&T apart from other financial institutions is that they are visionary. Now, we understand that it is partially about the numbers, but they know it's not just about the numbers. It's about the management team, it's about the strategic and business plan, it's about how the team is going to execute on that. In short, S&T gets it. Quite honestly, we couldn't have done it without S&T.
From furniture to flooring, mattresses to accessories, you'll save big at Dowd's. Dowd showrooms are filled with furnishings from America's finest manufacturers. You can save thousands on Dowd's floor samples and receive incredible savings on custom orders. Whether you're looking to furnish one room or your entire home, right now it's all on sale at Dowd's. Drive a little, save a lot. Dowd's of Plumville and Greensburg.
Doesn't your home deserve Dowd's?
Welcome back to our SCG Hobby Halftime Show, and it's time for a Wildcats Flashback presented by Mavericks. Food, drinks, and fun await you at Mavericks, Greenville Road in Homer City, joined by Ron Coleman, of course, coached the great 1974 team that will be honored on October 4th next weekend at Memorial Field. Coach, first 3 weeks, we talked about wins over Mount Union, Penns Manor, Kiski Prep. On this same date back in 74, you improved to 4-0 with a convincing 34-0 whitewash over United. A game afterward, head coach Frank Kravetsky of the Lions saying they just overpowered us with brute strength in every phase of the game. That reminds me that it was probably Andy Ganibas leading the way.
Yeah, and predominantly the defense, as a matter of fact. But Andy played a major role in that, along with Robin Jones, Gary Wardo, and Tim Appleton. It was a pretty impressive display. And again, keep in mind that United was quite a bit younger than we were. That certainly made a difference just in experience alone. But we were ready for that game because they upset us the year before and ruined our season for us, to be quite honest, on a long punt return. So this game was a little bit of a revenge game for us. But the defense responded unbelievably well and kind of limited them to very little statistically. We were in complete control of the game from the opening kickoff on.
Well, so dominant, negative 66 yards for United. And offensively, you did the job, nearly 400 yards. That probably was close to a season high.
I'm not sure about that one, Mark. You know, I always tell people I wasn't a statistics guy. I was primarily wins and losses, and, of course, that was a big win for us. But I do distinctly remember breaking several long runs during that game, and I think 2 or 3 of our backs had those.
All right, well, next week, going to honor the 74 team at Memorial Field, and that will be a special night.
Absolutely. It'd be great to see all those guys again.
We'll do Wildcat Flashback in person next Friday night at Memorial Field. And by the way, I know I mentioned this to you, my cousin Ed Supko, a former player for you in the 70s, right around that same time period, he told me, Smokey Plaucha, yeah, he was a better quarterback, but he was the best holder you ever had.
Breaky, my man Breaky.
All right, Coach, we'll talk to you next week at Memorial Field. Going to be a fun 3 days for you guys.
Thank you. It sure will be, Mark.
Wildcat Flashback presented by Mavericks. Food, drinks, and fun. The Wildcats football on Red to Digital TV awaits you Football Fridays, Greenville Road in Homer City. Coach and some of the players will be at Mavericks on next Thursday night. Our SCG Hobby Halftime Show will continue with a recap of the first half from Conemaugh Valley on the Red to Media Football Network presented by IRMC.
Dan in a van hasn't returned your call? Chuck in a truck can't get there for 2 months? Stop dealing with fly-by-nighters and call a company that's fully capable for all your plumbing and heating needs. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated is on call 24/7, 365 days a year. Visit us at joyceplumbing.com. That's joyceplumbing.com. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated, the best place in town to take a leak. PA 042115.
I'm Senator Joe Pittman. From Indiana to Westmoreland and Jefferson to Armstrong counties, I'm dedicated to supporting every student in the 41st District. As Senate Majority Leader, I'm committed to ensuring our kids have the opportunities they deserve, whether it's excelling in athletics or engaging in extracurricular activities or achieving academic excellence. Together, we're building a strong foundation for our children's future. I appreciate your support and encourage you to vote, whether by mail or in person, on election.
From furniture to flooring, mattresses to accessories, you'll save big at Dowd's. Dowd showrooms are filled with furnishings from America's finest manufacturers. You can save thousands on Dowd's floor samples and receive incredible savings on custom orders. Whether you're looking to furnish one room or your entire home, right now it's all on sale at Dowd's. Drive a little, save a lot. Dowd's of Plumville and Greensburg.
Doesn't your home deserve Dowd's?
And the Wildcats have the first points of the game with 11:53 left in the first half. It's 6-0 Homer Center. Brady Fraser 7-0, just 7 ticks in to the second quarter. A 5-play, 47-yard drive that took 149. Conemaugh Valley got the ball back. Pass interference penalty took it into Homer Center territory, but they had to eventually punt the ball. A 36-yard punt. Homer Center started at the 6-yard line, and then the penalties occurred. 2 holding penalties, as a matter of fact. They did punch it out to the 19-yard line, but a penalty on the very next play backed them up to the 10-yard line, and then Conemaugh Valley got some life on the defensive side of the field on this play. Carson Arone is tackled in his own end zone. They were at the 10-yard line and wanted to pass. Backside pressure came. Carson didn't see it. Corhut, who I mentioned is a heck of a football player and a handful to block, they didn't block him, and they tackled Carson in the end zone for a safety. So the Wildcats leading 7-2 at the 7:01 mark. Had to punt they actually kicked off to Conemaugh Valley after that safety. Conemaugh Valley started at the 35-yard line. Looked like no problem for Homer Center. Good defense. Forced a loss of 2 yards on the first 2 plays from scrimmage, but on 3rd down and 12, not so lucky from the 33-yard line. Their 3rd down and long, and Heinlein gives on a jet to the right and into the secondary to the 40, to the 50. It's a foot race to the 25-20, and taking it to the house is Corhut on a 3rd down and 12. The Wildcats give up a 67-yard touchdown run, and with 5:03 left in the first half, just like that, a safety and a touchdown, and it's 8-7 Conemaugh Valley. That just shouldn't happen. It did, and it was the 17th touchdown that the Wildcats have allowed from 20 yards out or more, which is a remarkable number halfway through the season. The kick out of placement was blocked, and we had an 8-7 Conemaugh Valley lead. Homer Center had a 35-yard kickoff return from Braden Dunn, wiped out on another penalty. They had to punt. Conemaugh Valley couldn't make anything happen in the half ends. 8-7 Conemaugh Valley. We'll come back and look at the stats when we return. Conemaugh Valley 8 and Homer Center 7 on our SCG Hobby Halftime Show on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
SCG Hobby. It's in the name. Sports cards, comics, gaming, and more. Speaking of more, they also have a huge selection of Legos, board games, Dungeons & Dragons, and Warhammer. Whatever you fancy, they've got you covered. Come join the SCG family for fun events and tournaments nightly, including Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and more. Dive into a world of sports and fantasy at the SCG Hobby nearest you, with locations in Indiana, Latrobe, Altoona, and North Huntington. Find out more by logging into scghobby.com.
Renda Digital TV is Indiana County's leading live stream service. Our team of dedicated producers and on-air personalities work hard to bring you network-level event and sports coverage to your fingertips. And if you can't make it, every live stream is archived, so you never miss a minute. And for you IUP football fans, Renda Digital TV is the exclusive home of Hawk Talk, airing every Monday during the season. Subscribe to Renda Digital TV for free today.
We're the lifeblood of the community.
It's so much more than just a job.
So good patient care is providing top quality care, but also in a timely fashion.
They don't need to go to Pittsburgh for that. They can stay right here in their backyard.
So when a patient walks into your office, you receive them as your family member.
A patient leaves my office feeling heard.
And the focus truly is on what will get us our best patient outcome.
SCG Hobby with 4 locations: Oakland Avenue, Indiana, Altoona, North Huntington, and Latrobe. Now, let's get back to the stadium for a look at the first half stats.
Back with you at Jake Jacoby Field at USIC Stadium at Conemaugh Valley High School. Ward, that's a mouthful. You have a mouthful of stats presented by First Commonwealth Bank. Time to be first is compiled by the one, the only, the great Jerry Rossi. Hold on.
Okay, all righty. Stifler had 3 carries minus 1 yard. This is for Conemaugh Valley. McNulty, 5 carries, just 3 yards. Heimling, the quarterback, 1 carry, 4 yards. Healy, 6 carries for 10 yards. The big one here, Corhut, he had 3 carries, 73 yards, and 1 touchdown. 18 rushes, 89 yards, and the TD for Conemaugh Valley. Through the air, Heinlein was 3 of 4 for 13 yards, so they had 89 on the ground, 13 through the air, 102 total yards. For Homer Center, Dunn, 9 carries, 67 yards, and a touchdown. Arone had 8 carries for 3. Beluchik, 1 carry for 10, and Fraser, 1 carry for 1 yard. Homer had 19 rushes, 81 yards, and a touchdown. Through the air, Arone was 3 of 6 for 15 yards, so 81 on the ground, 15 through the air. Homer had a total of 96 yards in the first half.
Pretty close, and 102 to 96.
As Jerry says, the team with the ball last is likely to win the game. And he very well could be. These are 2 teams that just gave up points by the bushel, and we got an 8-7 game here, so I guess we should have expected.
Our SCG Hobby halftime show will continue with a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. The scoreboard here at USIC Stadium says Blue Jays 8, Wildcat 7 on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club continues to soar to new heights. Voted Best Social Club and Best Sportsman's Club in Indiana County 2024. The club is proud of their newly remodeled bar area and is excited about the new air purification system that has been installed, the same technology that area casinos use. New large screen TVs, flooring, skills games, and more. Pizza nights every Thursday and Friday during Wildcat season. The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. Go! Let's go Wildcat!
Looking for unbeatable savings on TV and internet? Bundle and save with Dish TV and HughesNet satellite internet. Now you can get $5 off each bill and lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Dish TV packages start at just $84.99 a month, and HughesNet plans begin at $59.99 a month. Call SeaWorld Satellites today at 724-463-3200 and start saving. SeaWorld Satellites, your one-stop shop for TV and internet savings.
MarionCenterBank.com. Looking for a bank that's rooted in your community? Looking for a bank that has all the latest options that a hometown bank should have? For personal and business banking, home loans and student loans, and fraud protection that's state-of-the-art, trust Marion Center Bank. With locations servicing Indiana, Armstrong, and Cambria counties. Struggling with student loan applications and decisions? Now is the perfect time to inquire about student loans at Marion Center Bank. MarionCenterBank.com. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
At Grand Beginnings Children's Center, their focus is on growing and teaching children to be the best they can be. They know children need education, inclusion, and safety. Grand Beginnings has a mission to provide a warm and nurturing environment in which each child can grow physically, emotionally, socially, intellectually, and spiritually. Grand Beginnings Children's Center with 2 locations in Indiana, teaching children to shine since 1991. Call 724-463-1819. Find them at grandbeginnings.net.
Scoreboard, 35-0 Ward is the popular halftime
Seems like
score.
a good lottery number, huh?
We have 3 of those. Yeah, play 350 tomorrow. You remember that. You'll win big, and you'll give me half for giving you the tip.
I'll be glad to.
By the way, before we get to the out-of-town scoreboard tomorrow, first of all, Pitt has a bye week. The 4-0 Panthers will be at NC State, I think, next week, or North Carolina. Well, I think it's NC State. And IUP finally, after 3 games on the road, they will host Clarion, 4 o'clock on Hall of Fame Day, 3:30 airtime on U92.5 with the legend, Jack Benedict, Pat Doherty, and also Jake Slobotnik. And Pat is no legend. But he is doing Indiana High tonight, and they are on our out-of-town scoreboard. I think he's with your son, Mark, up at Knock. So here we go, the 35-0 scores at the half. United Valley 35, winless West Shamokin 0. Shamokin comes to Homer Center next week. At the half, the improving Conemaugh Township Indians. I'm telling you, they're going to be a handful moving forward. They lead Penns Manor 7-6. Cambria Heights, the only undefeated team in the conference, 35-0 at home over Portage. The other 35-0 is in the Whippeal. Knock leading 5-0. Back to the Heritage. 14-0 River Valley over Purchase Line. River Valley's won 4 in a row after losing the season opener to Cambria Heights. And Northern Cambria shutting out Marion Center 19-0 at Molino Stadium on homecoming. 8-7 here. Hey, when we come back, we'll have the second half kickoff. That's the SCG Hobby Halftime Show. Stay with us for the start of the second half with the score Conemaugh Valley 8 and the Homer Center Wildcats 7. You're listening and watching on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Ready for your next adventure? With Repine Travel, unforgettable memories are just around the corner. November 10th to 16th, immerse yourself in the excitement of Branson, Missouri, or get swept up in the holiday magic of New York City, December 8th to 10th. And mark your calendars for October 2025. Set sail on a no-fly Islands in the Bahamas cruise aboard the luxurious Symphony of the Seas. Relax and explore the islands like never before. A big thank you to everyone who voted Repine Travel the best travel agency in the best of Indiana County. Book now with
Kickoff will be presented by Grand Beginnings Children's Center. Grand Beginnings, with 2 locations in Indiana, teaching children to shine since 1981, and also points, $1 a point for every point scored across our 4 Renda Media Radio Network games every weekend. And entering this weekend, our grand total was up to $830 thanks to Grand Beginnings. Thank you. Brady Frazier has it teed up for the Wildcats as we get set for the second half of action. 8-7 Blue Jays. Good end-over-end kick. It's going to be taken at the 7-yard line. And with it for the Blue Jays and breaking out over the 25 to the 27-yard line. Let's see if that is, I'm trying to get the spot on the return man, and I never did see him.
27, I believe, Mark.
Was it 27?
No, Hayden Bentz made the tackle.
Oh, okay. Not sure who returned that football. Oh, it was Aiden Healy on the return. Got it on the dials of Plumville replay. Want to say hello to our good friend Jimmy Sutter. Jimmy, good to hear from you.
Hey, Sutter.
Back to pass, Heinlein, and he's going to throw deep down the sideline, and it was Korhut that was trying to break loose, and the ball was overthrown, so it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Good way to start, looking for that bomb right off the bat. Homer has been susceptible to deep passes.
So 2nd and 10. Raining here, blowing. not a hard rain, kind of, what would you say, word, a misty rain as we look up into the
I was
lights?
out there for a little bit, and that's what it felt like.
Option left, and the pitch to McNulty, running room 40, 50. He's going to take it the distance, 72 yards down the left sideline in front of the Wildcat bench, and the Wildcats get burned on another long run. This one's 72 yards, 27 seconds into the third quarter, and it's now Conemaugh Valley 14 and the Homer Center Wildcats 7. Ouch on 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that play just defies description other than what you said. He was untouched. And that's been the case all year long for the Wildcats. And that was unfortunate. Just a little option pitch. And as you can see, clearly no one near him.
Ethan McNulty's 4th touchdown of the season.
That had to be his easiest.
It's the first time this season they've scored more than a single touchdown. And this is big here.
Yes, it is.
Because it can make it a 2-possession game. They spread the field. They go shotgun with sidecar right Stifler. And now they send him in motion out of the backfield. So they now go empty with trips to the short side of the field outside of the hashes. And Heinlein's going to keep it, and he's not going to make it to the goal line. But the Blue Jays sting Homer Center early, 27 seconds into this third quarter. On that tackle of Heinlein was Sean Beluchik, by the way. Our video coverage tonight, our video stream presented by the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club, our third quarter presented by SeaWorld Satellites, and it's 14-7 Blue Jays on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
What's the most popular 5-passenger SUV in central Pennsylvania? That's an easy one. It's the Mitsubishi Outlander Sport, of course. You see them everywhere. I mean everywhere. And why not? It's by far the greatest value on the market. With more standard features than most, great fuel economy, and the best warranty on the planet, buying a new Outlander Sport's an easy choice above all others. You gotta have one. Get your best Mitsubishi deal today at the Mitsubishi Giant.
5-star Mitsubishi Altoona. It doesn't get better than this.
At IRMC, we have all of the necessary pieces in place to perform complex operations, including highly skilled and specially trained surgeons, their support team of experts, and advanced technology like the Da Vinci robotic surgical system. As a result, patients spend less time in the hospital, recover faster, and get treated close to home. So there's no reason to puzzle over where you should get your surgical care. The answer is right here at IRMC.
TV and internet services.
Short end over end kick as we rejoin you. It's going to go out of bounds and give the Wildcats the football at the 35-yard line as we welcome you back into our S&T Bank broadcast booth. People forward banking, and Ward, the opponents have been moving forward on Homer Center's defense a lot with long plays. And looking for my one sheet here, I do think, nope, that's not it. Wow, they're going to make them kick it again. Well,
yeah.
Homer Center, maybe not bad strategy.
Yeah, the Wildcats have basically been their own worst enemy. They did have some promising drives, tried to get out of that hole a couple times, but had holding penalties. And, you just can't keep doing that kind of thing, especially when you lack the talent that can allow you to make big offensive gains. I'm not sure what you're looking for.
Well, I had that sheet on how many long runs the Wildcats. I think that was the 18th of 20 or more.
Yeah, I think you're right. It was.
So it's kick, do-over, taken at the 25, and Colin Doherty up near the 40-yard line where he's tackled and helped up by a Blue Jay on their kick coverage team, and Aiden Healy, I should say, made that tackle. Aiden Healy, returning to the lineup, has had a heck of a football game.
Yeah, they've had a lot of guys stand out here, and Homer needs to get a little of that mojo going themselves. They need to sustain a drive here and score.
So they'll start at their own 40-yard line. How do you lose stuff, Ward, when you just had it in your fingertips? Not you, me.
We do that all.
And Carson Arone fumbles a football. Blue Jays have it at the Wildcat 40-yard line. And it goes from bad to worse for Homer Center.
It is just exasperating. There's no other way of putting it. It's a lack of concentration. You're just not really thinking what you're doing.
We look on our dials of Plumville replay, and it was recovered by another guy that came back to play after missing 3.5 games. Logan Heinlein recovered that football. Carson just pulled out from center, I think, too early.
Looked like it, yeah. Look out for the deep pass. That's a good way to start this drive.
So Conemaugh Valley at the Wildcat 40, option right, and slipping down as Fraser was closing in on Ethan McNulty. And it'll go as a 1-yard gain, but really he tackled himself.
Yeah, I think Brady would have had him there. He had pretty good position this time. Although the Wildcats have had good positions at other times and failed to make the play. Big stop here. They've got to stop this drive here, get the ball back, and try to do something offensively to turn the momentum.
Blue Jays came into today's game averaging 4.4 points a game, 83 yards rushing, 24 passing. And Heinlein, I think, just kept that football himself. And he gets to the Wildcat 34 for a gain of about 5, and it'll set up 3rd down and short.
Well, they've got 2 plays to get 5 yards, and that could very well take place.
Football at the 34-yard line. Another quarterback keeper, Ward. I was looking down, and going to be maybe just shy of the first down. Dom Shimko off the bottom of the pile for Homer Center. I would say if you're pulling for Homer Center, which most of our viewers and listeners probably are tonight, since we're over in the Johnstown area, I'd say it's imperative that the Wildcats do not allow them to score.
The obvious call would be another sneak. He's gained all his yardage just running straight ahead with a sneak, but watch for the fake and the pitch.
Heinlein will go under his center, Tanner Weimer, who started last year at center at Memorial Field. Puts a man in motion, hands it off up the middle, and no, he keeps it actually. And he's going to have a first down around the right side. And down to about the 27-yard line. 9:09, clock temporarily stopped. Jackson Taylor made that stop for Homer Center. Wildcats with a different look this weekend with a 4 front instead of a 5, with, as we look at it now, the left defensive end Gabe Ruffner, Jackson Taylor, and Zach Wilson, the tackles. Hayden Bentz, sophomore defensive end. Inside backers are Dom Shimko and Cody Bell. A lot of underclassmen I'm mentioning here. 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays, wide side of the field toward the Wildcat bench. And Heinlein back to pass, throwing downfield, incomplete. Kind of shot puts the ball a little bit. Eric Korhut was the intended receiver. Pretty good coverage downfield for Homer Center,
they had a defense pretty well. And they had a little bit of pressure, which was important because Korhut was breaking open.
Ocean Maritita and Riley Cobaugh on the coverage for Homer Center. 2nd down and 10. Well, you just ran the ball down their throat and picked up first down or 2, and well, 1 first down, I guess, and then you throw the ball.
They decided to try to break it up.
Senior quarterback Logan Heinlein goes under center again with wing left and right, backside pressure coming. He's hit as he throws, and the ball's loose, but they're going to say incomplete pass, and he's coming off of a concussion, and he was racked pretty good. We'll see if we get a replay.
I think that's Cobaugh. He's been blitzing.
I didn't know if it was Cobaugh. No, it was Voluchik. I thought it was Voluchik.
Voluchik came from that right side. They've been coming off of that side. This time they got him.
So Ward, go figure, right?
Yeah.
Run, and then
now 2 passes and they're stalled.
And a timeout called by Conemaugh Valley. Our timeouts all night long brought to you by Luxembourg Jewelers. Lay away for the holidays. In downtown Indiana and at the Indiana Mall. 8.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. 14-7 Jays on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club continues to soar, and the club is proud to offer newly remodeled facilities for its many members. Voted best social and sportsman's club in Indiana County, the club features a large 3-acre fishing pond that is well stocked and offers a shooting range that is open year-round. The club takes pride in hosting kid-friendly events and the annual fireworks display for the 4th of July. Inside, club members can enjoy a newly remodeled bar area, the perfect place to unwind and watch your favorite team. The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club.
Let's go!
Hi, I'm Eric Brocious. Many of you know me as a high school teacher and a coach. What you didn't know, though, is I'm also a businessman, owner of EMB Computing. I'd like to invite you to our new state-of-the-art facility to see our line of computers, laptops, iPads, MacBooks, and accessories. If you're a business owner, we'll assist you with your networks, servers, workstations, printers, and even your business phone systems. We are located at 57 North 11th Street in Indiana, or you can find us on the web at embcomputing.com. We are your technology specialists.
3rd down and 10. Heinlein under center. He sends Healy in motion. Wants to pass. Flushed out. Rolls to his right. Now he has a lot of time. Throws incomplete. Ocean Maritita on the coverage of Eric Korhut. Now, if we turn back the clock to 1970, Bob Bucko's school tendy would have had 5 interceptions already tonight, because I got a text in the booth, or Jerry did, that Bucko's school teddy had 5 interceptions against quarterback Tom Usick in 1970. So how about that?
Yeah, Usick was a pretty good athlete.
When you tune into our broadcast, you just can't underestimate the knowledge that we just spew out of our mouths in this S&T Bank broadcast.
Bucko was a good athlete, too. Obviously, 5 intercepts. Might be a school record. I don't know.
He played for Ron Coleman.
Yep.
Probably drove Coach Coleman crazy, I would think.
Altoona.
4th down and 10 here, and they're going to give on a reverse, and with it and cutting it up is Korhut, and Korhut to the 20-yard line, and he's going to be stopped shy of the 1st down, and the Wildcats are going to take over on downs, and looks like maybe Korhut, well, he had his helmet knocked off. Wildcats stopped him. It looked a little dangerous there for them. Brady Fraser on the tackle, and Korhut is shaken up.
He came down on his head.
And they're going to attend to him. As I mentioned in the first half, really impressed with Korhut. He's a junior, 6'1", 180. You watch film, and or should I say video nowadays, and you could just tell the kid has a lot of ability. And I think kind of like Braden Dunn for Homer Center. Despite the struggles, he's played his heart out.
Yeah.
So there's an injury timeout on the field. We're going to step out. Our timeouts all night long brought to you by Luxembourg Jewelers in downtown Indiana and at the Indiana Mall. Indiana's Christmas store reminds you that time flies and it's not too early to think about that special Christmas idea. Think Christmas, you think Luxembourg's, downtown Indiana and at the Indiana Mall. Our score, 14-7 Blue Jays over the Wildcats with 8:14 left in the third quarter, being presented by SeaWorld Satellites on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Homer City American Legion Post 493, a longtime backer of Homer Center Athletics, is pleased to be a part of today's broadcast and wishes the best of luck to the Homer Center Wildcats this season. Homer City American Legion Post 493 has served Homer City and our veterans for more than half a century. They are a staple of the community and believe in giving back. So have fun today, teams. Represent your communities well from your friends at the Homer City American Legion Post 493.
So Homer Center starting at their own 20-yard line. Good play by Brady Fraser to prevent that first down. And let's see if the Wildcats can get something going offensively. They fumbled on their first play of the second half, and they throw out in the flat and nothing going on for Braden Dunn there. Good defensive play by Tanner Weimer defensively for the Blue Jays.
Have nothing to check.
Or Michael
down.
Morales, I'm
there's
sorry.
Nothing to check down off of that play. They threw it, I thought, a little too soon. Dunn didn't have a chance to get out to the corner.
I was right the first time. It was Tanner Weimer on the tackle. 2nd down and 12, loss of 2 back to the 18-yard line. 7 minutes and 40 seconds. Again, if you're tuning in, just a problem with the scoreboard software, so we don't have that on the screen tonight. 2nd down and 12, and read option, and Carson Arone keeps it, and Carson Arone has first down yardage over the 30 up to the 32-yard line. There's some good determined running on a 2nd and 12 from the 18. The sophomore Q of the Wildcats takes it for 14 yards to the 32.
Nice run there. And again, this is something they got to build on. They've just been unable to put together gains and runs of that kind of.
On the tackle, Ethan McNulty, and also another player in there, not quite sure. And Carson Arone fumbles the shotgun snap, breaks away from pressure, sidesteps a tackler, gets to the 35 into the 36, and somehow miraculously, it started out as disaster, but ends up as a 4-yard gain. Aiden Healy stopped them. How did that happen, Ward? We'll see if we get a replay.
He just danced away. They tackled like Homer that time.
Courtesy of Dowds of Plumville and Greensburg. So, up to the 35-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and about 7 for Homer Center. Entering the game because of sacks and everything, Carson Arone, 10 rushes, 20 yards for the sophomore. He has Braden Dunn as a running back lined up to his right. And now he takes the shotgun snap as they shift, and Dunn right up the middle to about the 38 or 39-yard line. So positive yardage. But it'll be 3rd down and 4. Tanner Miller on the stop, the inside linebacker for the Blue Jays, a 5'9", 185-pound senior. If you're watching, you see we've reached the midway point of the 3rd quarter with the Blue Jays leading 14-7.
Big down here for the Wildcats. They need to keep this drive going. They actually need to get down and score. They're just unable to have these big plays.
Keep in mind, this is a Blue Jay defense that's given up 244 points entering the game in 5 weeks. Shotgun snapped, Arone, read option, keeps it close to a 1st down. I would say he may have it, but right near that lead chain. Tanner Miller on the stop for the Blue Jays. It's going to depend on the spot. They eye it up, and it is a 1st down for Homer Center. There's been some close spots here where you think, they're probably going to bring the chains in, but maybe the local pub closes at 10. I don't know. And the officials have to.
Yeah, it's close enough. Let's give it to them.
Where is the good eatery in this area? Pizza, wings, no tips. We need tips, Ward, right?
To go up to Applebee's.
1st and 10. Spinning handoff, and no, he's going to pass, and wide open, and he underthrows a receiver that was 10 yards behind the secondary. Colin Doherty would have walked into the end zone, Ward. We'll see if we get a replay here. Good ball fake, double fake, and they throw downfield and just underthrew it. I don't think he was really pressured either.
No, he had the time. I think he tried to steer that instead of throw it, and that's what happens. He's short off the ball. Yeah, wide open. And that's the 2nd time, as Jerry says, that we've had a guy wide open and failed to connect. That hurt.
Badly underthrown. 2nd down from the 42. And let's see, Carson Arone, deep drop, good protection, starts to close, rolls to his right, does a good job of avoiding, throws on the run, and again he undershoots Ocean Maritita, who was breaking free at the 45-yard line of the Blue Jays. It is still raining lightly, and you are playing with a wet football in defense of Carson, although I'm sure he'd tell you, particularly that 1st down play, should have been an easy 6 points.
That was a little tougher there. He was throwing on the run, but nevertheless, he's done enough of that.
So, 4:55 left here in the 3rd quarter, 14-7 Blue Jays. The Wildcats Now 3rd down and 10. Ball's in the center of the field, so they have wide sides both ways. A lot of turf to play with here. A protector in there is Braden Dunn. Let's see if they maybe slip him out of the backfield. They faked out of the flat. It's a quarterback draw. Carson Arone to midfield. Carson Arone backs his way for a 1st down. Outstanding effort and a little bit of redemption for the sophomore as he takes it to the Blue Jay 46, and Tanner Miller finally tackled him.
Yeah, I think he actually pulled him ahead. If you watch his tackle, they just kind of dragged him forward. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
1st down. And Homer in 4-down territory now.
What was that, Jerry? 11 yards on that game. 12 carries, 36 yards now for Carson Arone. Quick stats all night long, brought to you by First Commonwealth Bank. Time to be first. Trips to the right as they bunch 3 receivers. They fake it out in the flat, and now Carson in trouble. He does release, gets it to Doherty, and Doherty's met and thrown down with authority for a 4 or 5 yard loss back to midfield. Well, that play was kind of ugly, and let me use the word discombobulated from the beginning. It was Ethan McNulty on the tackle for the Blue Jays.
I think it was
2nd and 14.
It was a quick pass out there. It didn't happen quickly, and as a result, he had to improvise, and Doherty was the victim on that improvisation.
Improvisation? Is that what you just said?
Improvisation, yes.
2nd down and 14.
He had to use his imagination.
Doherty comes out of the lineup. That had to be somebody didn't do something right.
Yeah,
let's put it that way.
That's been the case all year.
Shotgun snap again. Arone looking. Arone throwing a wobbler downfield, and it's taken by Riley Cobaugh. It's not the pros, Riley. You can't get up and run. He had to wait for that pass. He was wide open at the 25, but it does go for a positive gain of about 25 yards and a 1st down for Homer Center.
No flags. That was good. Yeah, that ball wobbled a little. Riley made certain. He went down just to make sure he could catch it and not drop it. And now they're in very good position here.
So at the 25-yard line of Conemaugh Valley, let me ask you this, Ward, and I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but if the Wildcats score, are you kicking?
Yeah, I think so. It's still the 3rd quarter.
With 3:18 left in the quarter, a new set of downs for the Wildcats. Arone under center and hands it off. No, he doesn't. He gives to Braden Dunn. Dunn to the 20. Dunn down to about the 15-yard line. Might have another 1st down for Homer Center to the 15-yard line.
That's a good cut. I love a running back that knows how to cut. And that's exactly what Braden did there and got the 1st down.
To the Conemaugh Valley 15.
The only reason I said don't go for 2, Mark, is that we haven't really established ourselves offensively enough. We know we can get the kick. We hope. But let's score first, and then we'll see what goes on here.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line, and the give to Dunn, and Dunn short yardage to the 13-yard line. On the tackle, Anthony Morales. And also Tanner Miller for the Blue Jays. 2nd down and about 7 to go. Football resting just shy of the 12-yard line of Conemaugh Valley. The Wildcats send Ocean Maritita, a receiver to the left boundary, lined up right with the numbers painted on the field here, which they had trouble with this week because of the rain. They throw it out in the flat to Riley Cobaugh. Riley near sideline, 10-5. He's going to get into the end zone for a touchdown, his 4th of the season for Riley Cobaugh. And the Wildcats pull within a point with 2:08 left in the 3rd quarter. It's now 14-13, Conemaugh Valley. Good-looking drive, and I would say a nice recovery by the quarterback, Carson Arone, who had a couple of opportunities go awry on open receivers, but he bounced back, and I like that for Carson Arone, and we have a 1-point game.
Just a sophomore, and yeah, I think he showed some character there, and that was important. Well, a few times Homer's finished a drive like that.
For the tie, Brady Fraser, the kicker, and the kick is blocked. And Conemaugh Valley maintains the lead as they came through, and they came through pretty clean, 2 or 3 players for the Blue Jays. As we get a replay here in the broadcast booth S&T Bank broadcast booth, and a couple of players broke free. I'm not sure who blocked it. It might have been Aiden Healy, the way he's reacting, and that kid's had himself a night. So the teams come upfield, 2:08 left in the third quarter. Wildcats inch closer, but it's not tied. It's Conemaugh Valley 14 and the Homer Center Wildcats 13 on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your local Erie agent is William G. Meckling Insurance Agency. Get a quote at 724-465-4261 or visit mecklinginsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Back with you in our S&T Bank broadcast booth. It's 14-13 Blue Jays. Luther Ford drive summary, 13 plays, 80 yards, took 6:06 off the clock. They were 2 for 2 on third downs, converted 6 first downs on that drive, and done 12 carries, 83 yards for the night. Right, Jerry? So good job by Homer Center, but the extra point was blocked.
Well,
2:08 remaining.
They got to rise to the occasion again. The defense has got to come up big.
Has Conemaugh Valley turned it over tonight?
Yeah.
One. Yeah, Braden Dunn had that fumble recovery in the first quarter.
Second possession.
So the Wildcats will kick off. Ward, I don't know if you watch this NFL football. I don't watch that much anymore. But I don't like what little I've seen of the kickoff.
I don't
the new
care
kickoff
for that
rule.
either. You know, if they want to modify it, move it back 5 yards, have them kick from the 30.
I'll take college football any day of the week over the pro game, but that's just me. I think they might have taken the immediate timeout now.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We'll keep it right here. Next week we'll be back at Memorial Field. They'll be honoring the 1974 team. We have open mics here, guys. They'll be honoring the 74 team, coached by Ron Coleman. They finished 9-1, lost the last game of the season in a mud bowl quagmire with some injuries to Joe Supko and Joe Mucci. Lost 7-2 at Ligonier. But what a team that was.
I was at that game. That was heartbreaking.
Brady Frazier has it teed up for the Wildcats. And it's kind of a line drive squib type kick picked up at the 15-yard line. And with it is Aiden Healy, and Healy is tackled by Jackson Taylor as he gets him shy of the 45-yard line. Coming out of the pack with the football game, with the football was Drew Fisher. Drew Fisher in a mop-up role, his first ever quarterback time, did a nice job against River Valley.
He really did. Threw a touchdown pass.
So 2:01 remaining in the third quarter. Blue Jays will start at the 24-yard line. Video stream being presented by the Greyston Coral Sportsman's Club. Pizza nights every Thursday and Friday during the Wildcat season. We thank them for their great support. Big Gun Bash coming up on October 19th. You can call the club or stop down and check out the ticket situation for that. Heinlein turns and hands it off, and the Wildcats a short gain for the ball carrier. That was Ethan McNulty on the carry, tackled by Sean Valuchik. A gain of a couple from one side of the 25 to the other. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
A little more enthusiasm I see in this defense. Let's hope that continues.
Our cameraman Ted Maseko showing us a shot of the rain coming down as we had a picture of the lights, and you could see it. If you're just looking at the field on our monitor, you really can't tell it's raining. But it is, and now a timeout, official timeout actually, maybe an equipment issue for one of the Blue Jays, Ethan McNulty. Not sure. They're walking over toward the sideline, the referee. Dee Ober, our producer, digital producer. Dee, thanks for the good work. Piece of cake tonight, right? No issues, no internet drop-offs, nothing, everything good.
He's hanging in there.
Wind still blowing pretty good, currently at the backs of the Blue Jays.
Yeah, so much for the sunset stoppage of the wind.
2nd down and 8. Ball on the right hash. And Heinlein going to give to Healy around the left side. Flag flies. Healy flies to the Wildcat 40, but this one probably coming back. I'm trying to remember, Jerry, is there just a couple penalties on the Blue Jays? Braden Dunn made the tackle for the Homer Center Wildcats.
No more than 2, but none of this nature. And this is what killed Homer.
Just too much wind for our field mic. So they will back it up.
It's a hold. If you're Homer on defense, you've got to take advantage of that.
Back to the 17-yard line.
I'll look for an option pitch here by Conemaugh Valley. They've had success.
3rd penalty of the night. If the Wildcats give up another long touchdown run, they might need one of those ambulances for Coach Paige. I'm just kidding about that, but
it's been tough. I know that, as do you.
2nd down, 17 to go for the Blue Jays. Wide side of the field toward the Wildcat bench. They have wings both ways, and the fullback, Stifler. Heinlein takes the snap and hands it off, and down goes the ball carrier for a loss. And defensively, it was Gabe Ruffner who came into the game with 15 tackles. And with that football for the Blue Jays, and sorry he had it. I'm trying to see, was that
trying a little counter.
19 who was actually, I was told he was out with injury, Zachary Blair. So 3rd down as the quarter comes to a close. It's going to be 3rd down and about 18 or 19 as we head to the 4th. Thanks to SeaWorld Satellites for presenting the 3rd quarter. Wildcats trail by a point. They're hunting their first win, as is Conemaugh Valley. After 3, Blue Jays 14, Wildcats 13 on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Dan in a van hasn't returned your call? Chuck in a truck can't get there for 2 months? Stop dealing with fly-by-nighters and call a company that's fully capable for all your plumbing and heating needs. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated is on call 24/7, 365 days a year. Visit us at joyceplumbing.com. That's joyceplumbing.com. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated, the best place in town to take a leak. PA 042115.
Save up to $12,000 on a new F-150 at Luther Ford. At Luther Ford, buy a new 2024 F-150 4x4 XLT Super Crew full hybrid and save up to $12,000. Or buy a new 2024 Ford F-150 Super Duty 4x4 XLT Super Crew and save up to $8,000. Wow! And everyone qualifies. Luther Ford with 2 locations and twice the inventory. The savings are huge. Luther Ford, Route 119, Homer City, and Admiral Perry Highway, Evansburg.
Starting this 4th quarter with the Blue Jays holding to a 1-point lead, 14-13. They have a 3rd down and 18 at their own 15. Out-of-town scoreboard after 3, Northern Cambria 19, Marion Center nothing. River Valley's open it up 34-0 over Purchase Line. End of 3, United Valley 42, West Shamokin nothing. Cambria Heights 38-0 over Portage after 3. 3rd and 18, and Heinlein hands it off. And with the football and running up over the 20 to close to the 25-yard line, but well short of the 1st down. That was Aiden Healy. He was tackled by Sean Voluchik, but the Blue Jays will have to punt it away, and you would think the Wildcats will end up with decent field position.
Well, let's hope so if you're a Wildcat fan.
This game nowhere anything resembling last year's 50-29 game that featured 79 points.
It was going up and down the field pretty well.
Lone return man is Braden Dunn, stands at his own 37-yard line.
Coming after him from the looks of it.
Snap is good, and Heinlein gets the punt away, and Dunn picks it up on a couple of hops. Has a little opening, gets to the outside to midfield, far sideline, 40, 35, 30, needs a block, gets it, 15, 10, 5, dives for the pylon, touchdown! Homer Center's Braden Dunn takes it about 60 yards, and the Wildcats have the lead. It's 19-14 with 10:59 remaining in the football game. Couple of hops, officially going to be a 59-yard return as he took it at the 41-yard line. Outstanding, Braden Dunn's second TD of the night.
He's a shortstop, isn't he? That's how he fielded that. Beautiful. That's the kind of return, big time. And Homer, I would say, yes, they're going for two, but it looks like they're not. Let's see.
Timeout called.
They're going to call time.
So we'll take one with them. With 10:59 remaining in the football game, the Wildcats now have the lead back. Homer Center 19, Conemaugh Valley 14 on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
I've always been a very hard worker, and I thought that there was something that smart people that work hard could do differently with the money that you've worked so hard to earn. I consulted First Commonwealth Bank. They said, absolutely there is. And then they called us with a program that was directly suited for us. I've been able to enjoy what I've worked a lifetime to create. And I've done all that with the help of First Commonwealth Bank.
You know the song Rocky Top, Ward?
Yes.
Rocky Top, Tennessee. We have a listener or a viewer tonight in Tennessee, Nashville, right? No, Knoxville, that's right. Knoxville, Tennessee. Bryson Graham, he's a junior at UT. And the Volunteers, man, they are red hot, aren't they? That's a good football team. Speaking of liking college football, that's a team to like.
Homer's going to kick.
Yeah, a little surprising here.
I am too.
Could be a fake, though.
It could be because Dunn's holding.
Well, he's always holding on these, but right-footed soccer-style kicker Brady Fraser. Snap is put down, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. So interesting decision there. Makes it 20-14. I guess the other side of the coin is if you don't get it, touchdown, you could lose by a point. So two ways of looking at it. We'll ask Coach Paige about that decision. 10:59 remaining in the football game. It's now Homer Center 20 and the Conemaugh Valley Blue Jays 14 on the IRMC Renda Media Football.
What sets one insurance agency apart from another? Building relationships. Hunt & Blues Insurance prides themselves on building strong, personal relationships with their clients. Hunt & Blues is an independent agency offering you choices to get you the best coverage at the best rate. When you buy insurance, whether it's for your home, car, business, life, or retirement, you want an agency working in your best interest. And that's Hunt & Blues Insurance, 2 locations, Indiana and Johnstown.
From the Heritage Conference will save you money.
At IRMC at Chestnut Ridge and Blairsville's Urgicare, they'll fast-track you and get you quick access to their team of medical experts, highly trained and ready to treat all minor injuries and illnesses. IRMC at Chestnut Ridge offers the full spectrum of Urgicare 7 days a week from 8 to 8. And up with the waiting game, you can count on IRMC at Chestnut Ridge, Old Route 22 in Blairsville, where you get in, get out, and get better. A part of the IRMC family. Better health, better life. Well, better life for Homer Center right now. They lead 20-14, I should say. And Frazier with the wind at his back, kick, but it's a squibber. Hits at the 15, picked up on a hop, and they reverse it. Healy into the hands of McNulty, and McNulty is clotheslined at the 25-yard line by Jackson Taylor. And Jackson's had good special teams play. Sometimes we overlook that, but back-to-back for Jackson.
Yeah, he's made some plays tonight. Actually, great Braden fell down when he kicked that. That counts for it being a line drive. Brady, I'm sorry, I call him Brady. But again, this is the time of the game that you test the character of your team. Both of these teams are desperate, and we're going to see who wins out now. That's going to make it interesting. It's going to be exciting 10 minutes here.
Final score already, Cambria Heights shuts out Portage to go to 6-0. Heinlein hands it off to McNulty, tries to get around the right side, and he does have running room to the 35 as a flag flies, and we might have a little bit of a hold. We might have an issue for Conemaugh Valley. Riley Cobaugh made the tackle as they picked up pretty good chunk yardage there on first down, but aided as we get the Downs of Plumville replay.
Right up there is where it was. I thought the lead blocker's the one that grabbed.
You know, right up there on radio doesn't really work.
Oh yeah, I'm talking to the replay screen. Folks, bear with me here.
Holding on the Blue Jays backs it up to the 20-yard line. So from the point of the infraction at the 30. So they back it up to the 20. It'll be first down and 15.
That was, that's a hard block to make, too. You're out in the open field, and there's one guy you need to eliminate to get to that corner. And if you're having trouble with him, that's the first reaction. It's grab.
5-yard gain officially for McNulty, and they back it up from the 30. Would have been about a 12-yarder without the penalty.
Yeah.
First and 15. Fullback is Stifler. And Heinlein option left, and good defensive play again by Sean Voluchik of the Homer Center Wildcats. The 5'9", 153-pound senior has had a pretty good football game, and he came in their second leading tackler. And he's added to that total word. He's been sound. He'd be making, I'm sure he's making his grandfather proud tonight.
He played that right. You know, that you take the pitch man, DN takes the quarterback.
Hoping to get his twin brother back. That Wildcat injury situation. Josh Voluchik has been out with a concussion. The injury list reads.
I was watching him come on.
Mrs. Balfour made me read that back in.
I don't believe you read that whole book.
I didn't. Second down, still passed though. And Heinlein, that's a forward pass, I think. We'll see how Jerry rules it. And Homer Center has the football, but
Coach
let's
Paige
see.
Is livid over there.
I'd like to see a replay. Riley has the football. I think that should go down as a completed pass. So let's see if it was a forward pass or not. Heinlein with it. Yeah, that's a forward pass. McNulty, nope, he was down. And the officials got it right. Our replays all night long brought to you by Dowds of Plumville and Greensburg. But for Homer Center, their defense can get off the field here, Ward. Third down and 15.
Problem they've had all year, and this is an opportunity. That's what I said. Shows the character. Who wants this more now?
8.5 minutes remaining. Clock churning in this football game. 20-14 Homer Center. Obvious passing situation here. Keep in mind, Heinlein has thrown 6 interceptions, and he's going to hand it off instead. And up to the 25-yard line, the ball carrier, that is Blair again. And on the tackle was Jackson Taylor. Props to Jackson. Zachary Blair on the tackle. We were told he would not play tonight. And now it's 4th down and 9. Let's see how Matt Kent plays it here. Matthew Kent, in his 6th season, took this program over in 2019, 14-38 record, 270 winning percentage. One of those wins against Homer Center. Greg Paige has been hunting win 113 for a year.
Yeah, they've got to punt this, I think. Mark.
Yeah, they are.
Plenty of time.
Heinlein, the punter. Keep in mind he's also the quarterback. Wildcats have been burned on a fake punt this year.
Yes, they have.
And he is going to kick it, and he gets it away. It's a short kick. Rolls near sideline and going to roll toward the sideline out of bounds marker at the 45-yard line with 7:18 remaining in the football game. And now the Wildcats, Ward, if they can put together a drive, could maybe put a nail in the coffin for their first win.
28 yards on the punt as relayed by Jerry.
Stats
Yes,
all night long.
you're
Brought
right.
to you by First Commonwealth Bank.
You get a first down, you're in 4-down territory, and you can control the football game if you can control the football.
Don't forget pizza nights every Thursday and Friday, like tonight at the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. We thank them for their great support. Without them, we're not here. All kind of brand new improvements at the club, new air purification system, same technology that the casinos where you win all the money, Ward, same technology that they use. Newly remodeled bar area, large screen TVs, new flooring, skills games, and more. 1st and 10 Wildcats, and the give to Braden Dunn. Braden spins off a tackle, and he fights for yardage into Blue Jay territory from the 45 of the Wildcats to the 49-yard line of the Blue Jays.
They got good pizza there, too.
Oh, they do have good pizza. Anthony Morellis on the stop. Gain of 6.
That's what I say about Braden Dunn in the secondary. You saw he shed a tackler, spun out of the hands of another one that picked up a solid 6 yards.
Wildcats will host winless West Shamokin next weekend, 6:15 airtime on WCCS and Renda Digital TV. D, you're back with us next week too, right? Only this time a little closer.
Yeah, a little closer.
2nd down and 4. D. Ober, our video producer. Carson, our own read option, bounces it near sideline, breaks a tackle, 40, 30, 25, and tackled inside the 20-yard line. And making a touchdown-saving tackle was Aiden Healy. Healy's another youngster that has impressed me tonight for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, he's made a lot of plays.
But the Wildcats are in the red zone at the 16-yard line. 33-yard gain for Carson Arone.
Easily his best game in terms of rushing yards.
Saw a young quarterback for the junior high Wildcats, Louis Rodman. He's going to be a special player.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see him.
In a win last night for the junior high Wildcats. Sidecar right is Braden Dunn. Receiver outside the numbers up top, if you're watching, is Ocean Maritita, but they give it up the gut to Dunn, who has a couple of tough yards to the 15-yard line, maybe a gain of only 1. For the Blue Jays, it was Alex Davis Gonzalez. All of our Renda Digital TV games are archived. You can watch them anytime. Last week, Ward, our 3 streams attracted over 21,000 views, led by the Coal Bowl. Braden Dunn now up to date, 14 carries, 90 yards, and a touchdown for the senior, the warrior, as I like to call him. He's what heavy lifting's been done. He's had a lot on his shoulders.
Might get a pretty good dose of him here the rest of the way.
5:10 to play in the football game. 20-14 Wildcats. They have a 2nd and 9 at the J15. Carson Arone takes the shotgun snap, fakes the toss, up the middle, and a fumble as he was hit, and the Blue Jays have it. Well, he had a positive gain inside the 10-yard line, and then he coughed up the football, and it was Gonzalez that came up with it. We get the replay here in the booth, and he was hit from the side by Blair, who stripped it. And the Wildcats, they just can't stand prosperity, can they?
They had the game pretty much locked.
We have a media timeout on the field with 4:59 remaining in the football game. It's Homer Center 20 and the Blue Jays 14 on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Hi, this is State Representative Jim Struzzi, and I'm proud to serve the 62nd Legislative District. We take pride in our communities, and I'm proud to support our area teams and all our students, wishing them the best of luck this school year. As we approach this year's election, I encourage you to make your voice heard, whether by mail or on the polls at Election Day. I am grateful for your past support, proud of the progress we've made together, and even more excited about the future. The best is yet to come.
Great food and fun? And you want to go to the hidden dive where all the locals eat? Around these parts, that's Mavericks. Pick your favorites from the jukebox, grab a cold one at the bar, and rack up a round of 8-ball. They've got a new one-page menu that covers it all. Appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, salads, and the best wings. Period. Everything is prepared better than you expect. Minutes from anywhere in Homer City right off 119. Mavericks. Drinks, sports, food. Make us proud, Wildcats. You got
Anywhere from the Heritage Conference will save you money.
Back with you, 4:59 remaining in the football game. Conemaugh Valley, after the fumble was forced by Zach Blair, recovered by Alex Davis Gonzalez. They will start at their own 7-yard line. 93 yards away from maybe a dramatic first win of the season, and the Wildcat defense will try to play it tough here. And Heinlein back to pass, rolls to his right, almost intercepted by Ocean Maritito. It was intended for Aiden Healy, and he overshot him.
Ocean would say, I should have had that.
Get a replay here, Ward. Let's see if he should have had it. As we have the luxury in the broadcast booth of, yeah, he should have had it. The pass was too tall. Our replays all night long brought to you by Dowds of Plumville and Greensburg. Thank you, Bart Bryce, for your support of IUP football and Indiana and Homer Center, too. 2nd down and 10. IUP tomorrow hosting Clarion. Talk about strange schedules. IUP not playing their first home game to the 28th day of September.
Unusual.
Clarion's 2-2. Their first 4 games all at home. They'll finish with 6 on the road.
What's going on there?
Stupid scheduling. That's what's going on. Heinlein rolls to his right and just throws it away. That got up in the wind gust and sailed into the Wildcat bench. I just think he wanted to unload the football.
He had nowhere to go and no receiver out there, so he just threw it out of bounds. This is a big down right here, 3rd and 10.
Penns Manor came back and defeated Conemaugh Township 22-16, so Billy Packers 5-1, although they have a tough schedule the rest of the way.
Last 4.
Final United Valley 48, West Shamokin 6. Northern Cambria shuts out Marion Center 35-0. That was the game of the week, I thought, and it ended up being a blowout. Boy, Northern Cambria's for real.
Yeah, they're tough.
And that's another 35-0. Where I'm telling you have to play that 3-5-0 tomorrow on the daily pick 3.
Well, why don't you play that?
Because you're the one that wins all the money at the casino. Don't you pay attention?
I haven't even been in a casino.
3rd down and 10 at the 7-yard line, and the Blue Jays almost jumped the gun, but they reset in time, and Heinlein going to give to the wingman from the left, and the Wildcats have that sniffed out, but they haven't tackled
him yet.
It's going to be a short gain, as it turns out, and it was Ethan McNulty on the carry, and Braden Dunn finally.
He got 6 yards. That's.
Yeah, he is up to the.
That's enough to tempt them, but I think you got to kick it away if you're Conemaugh.
4:25 to play. Let's see how they play it here. That play should have been stopped at about the 10-yard line.
Yeah,
easily.
No gain at all, but
it's up to the 13. They need the 18 for a first down. So scoreboard says 4th down and 6 to go. Looks to be more like 5, but
it's actually, to me, it's 4. They're going to be in punt formation. Boy, you got to be alert here because we know the history of the Wildcats. They've given up a few of these.
And the quarterback is the punter, and he takes the direct snap, and he is going to kick it. Short kick. Wildcats
let it go.
Just let it bounce, and it will roll dead at the 42-yard line. 29-yard punt, no return. So the defense forces a 3-and-out for the 2nd straight possession. Actually, Ward, 3 straight 3-and-outs.
You know, again, this used to be the forte of the Homer Center teams of the past, is you get the ball late in the game and you just put together a drive, not give it back, either score or run the clock out. So I think that Conemaugh Valley has all their timeouts, so they're not going to be out of this very much unless the Wildcats can score.
So the Wildcats come out with Zach Wilson, the center, Carson Arone, the sophomore quarterback, and it's going to be Braden Dunn taking the direct snap, and he fakes it and he keeps it as he gets to about the 36-yard line for a gain of close to 5 yards. Logan Heinlein on the tackle for the Conemaugh Valley Blue Jays. 2nd down and 5, 3.5 minutes left. Clock moving here in the 4th quarter. Both of these teams looking for their first win of the season. Right now, it's the Wildcats who have scored 13 unanswered points.
Conventional wisdom is you keep Braden in the game with the ball. Just let him run the ball. trying to determine if they're Conemaugh Valley. I thought they might have used one early, but I'm not sure.
2nd down and 4. Arone hands it off to Dunn, bounces either to 25 to the 20, and a 1st down, far sideline. And the Wildcats will get a new set of downs, as making that tackle was Aiden Healy once again. But the Wildcats are back at the 20, and now clock a big issue in favor of Homer Center with the 6-point advantage. And the Blue Jays either have the full complement or maybe just 2 timeouts. We're not sure, and they don't. The scoreboard here does not post them. There is a timeouts left indicator on the scoreboard, but it's not lit up. Braden Dunn, quick stats brought to you by First Commonwealth Bank. Now 112 yards rushing on 16 carries. And the Wildcats all the way over to the sideline to get the play, and the clock continuing to run.
Little success on drives like this. The line just picks up. It blocks a little crisper. Just got to hold the football.
1st and 10 at the Blue Jay 20. The give to Braden Dunn. Braden plows his way for about 5 to the 15-yard line. It was Joe Toth on the tackle for the Blue Jays. But again, we'll call it maybe 4 yards. 2nd down and 6 to go. And the Blue Jays are going to burn a timeout with 1:46, 1:45 as the clock stops left in the 4th quarter. Wildcats trying to hang on and earn their first victory. It's 20-14 Wildcats over the Blue Jays on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
From furniture to flooring, mattresses to accessories, you'll save big at Dowd's. Dowd's showrooms are filled with furnishings from America's finest manufacturers. You can save thousands on Dowd's floor samples and receive incredible savings on custom orders. Whether you're looking to furnish one room or your entire home, right now it's all on sale at Dowd's. Drive a little, save a lot. Dowd's of Plumville and Greensburg.
Doesn't your home deserve Dowd's?
The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club continues to soar to new heights. Voted Best Social Club and Best Sportsman's Club in Indiana County 2024. The club is proud of their newly remodeled bar area and is excited about the new air purification system that has been installed, the same technology that area casinos use. New large screen TVs, flooring, skills games, and more. Pizza nights every Thursday and Friday during Wildcat season. The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. Go!
Let's go Wildcats!
Anywhere from the Heritage Conference will save you money.
So we come back to play the handoff to Braden Dunn, and good defense that time by the Conemaugh Valley Blue Jays. Anthony Morellis leading the charge, and they're going to take another quick timeout with 1:35 remaining in the football game. Why not? We'll take one with them. 20-14 Wildcats trying to hang on and earn their first victory on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
To be a champion, you need to have teamwork, great skills, good conditioning, and above all, you need to stay healthy. But if injury occurs, you need a team of specialists that can get you back in the game. Indiana Total Therapy has been helping area athletes for years. Indiana Total Therapy, with 3 locations, IRMC at Chestnut Ridge in Blairsville, Shelley Drive in Indiana, and at the Human Motion Institute on the campus of IRMC. ITT, the best in our field, and voted Best Physical Therapy in the Best of Indiana County contest.
Hi, my name is Zachary, and this is the bus that I take to school every day. It's a Smith bus. We have a really fun bus driver, and guess what? Smith Bus Company is hiring new bus drivers.
That's right. Smith Bus Company is hiring positions for full and part-time drivers and driver's assistants. They provide transportation for 6 area school districts, and they're proud of the work they do. Apply now at smithbusco.com, equal opportunity employer.
Wildcats, Carson Arone going to keep it, and they have Carson from behind and might even lose a yard. And let's see if the Blue Jays do indeed have another timeout. Clock is continuing to roll. Now the tackle made by Ethan McNulty. Couple of final scores into us, and the clock is rolling. Northern Cambria shut out Marion Center. They corrected that score on our text thread here. 32-0 was the final. River Valley 34, Purchase Line 6. And Penns Manor came from behind, defeated Conemaugh Township 22-16. United Valley 48, West Shamokin 6. Cambria Heights 45, Portage nothing. Jerry, any update on that Whitfield score with Indiana?
In the fourth quarter, it was 42-6 in the fourth.
42-6 Knock was defeating Indiana. They're going to let the play clock run down, Ward. 40 seconds left in the game, and the Wildcats will then take a timeout, and that's what they do with 34.9 seconds left. We'll take one with them. 20-14 Wildcats. 35 seconds away if you're watching, 34.9 to be exact, on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Every year, we go on a search for great snacks or treats. Children enjoy more than just candy on Halloween. The best sources of calcium are milk, yogurt, and cheese. Kids like us love string cheese because it's tasty and fun to pull, twist, and eat. And parents love string cheese because it's rich in calcium, whatever that is. So give us kids the fun and goodness we are looking for. Make it a very dairy Halloween. A message from Allied Milk Producers.
From the Heritage Conference will save you money.
With Ward Hilliard, Mark Burdick back with you. Hell, the gang's all here. Our statistician, Jerry Rossite, Chris Graham, our spotter in the booth. His son, Bryson, watching in Knoxville, Tennessee, playing this weekend, Chris? No, off week. And Dee Ober, our digital producer in the booth with us tonight. Michael Burdick, our executive producer of Wildcat Sports. Fourth down for Homer Center. Carson Arone will go under center. And it's a toss right to Braden Dunn. And Dunn is going to be hit by Ethan McNulty. They try stripping the ball, and he's going to go down for a loss back at the 25-yard line. So Conemaugh Valley, with 26 seconds and no timeouts on the clock, they will have the football.
And
you comfortable, Ward, from a Wildcat perspective?
No, I'm not. As a matter of fact, it's 75 yards is not that far after watching some of the things that have happened to the Wildcats this year.
Defensively, you got to change your alignment, right? You got to put a wall up back, near the 50-yard line, maybe the 40.
Nobody gets behind.
You get out of your defense that you're in, is what I'm saying.
Yes. But you've got to put pressure on a quarterback so he can't just sit back there.
Might have learned their lesson from the West Shamokin game a few years ago.
And keep in mind, it's wet. Field's wet, it could slip. Anything can happen. So as long as there's time on the clock.
They still have a four-man front. I think I'd probably go three-man, get another D back in there. But what do I know?
Those four need to put the pressure on if...
Heinlein will go from the shotgun, and Heinlein going to dump it out into the flat to Ethan McNulty. And McNulty is going to be hit, and I think they kept him in bounds and short of the lead chain, too, so that clock is continuing to move with 14 seconds. I don't even know that they'll get another play off, and now...
Why is there timeout?
There's an injury.
Oh.
That's why. And for the Wildcats, not the most opportune time to go down if that is a Wildcat player. It is a Wildcat player. But if not for the injury, now they'll get another play. It's Ocean Maritita that's down. So I don't think they'll restart the clock, Ward. I think the clock will remain stopped, and it was going to run out on Conemaugh Valley.
Till the snap.
So while they attend to him, our timeouts all night long brought to you by Luxembourg Jewelers in downtown Indiana and at the Indiana Mall. Indiana's Christmas store reminds you that time flies and it's not too early to think about that special Christmas idea. Think Christmas. Think Luxembourg's. Right now, the Wildcats are hoping they're going to pick up their first win. They're 11.7 seconds away, leading 20-14. Conemaugh Valley with the football at their own 32-yard line with no timeouts when we return on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
From furniture to flooring, mattresses to accessories, you'll save big at Dowd's. Dowd's showrooms are filled with furnishings from America's finest manufacturers. You can save thousands on Dowd's floor samples and receive incredible savings on custom orders. Whether you're looking to furnish one room or your entire home, right now it's all on sale at Dowd's. Drive a little, save a lot. Dowd's of Plumville and Greensburg.
Doesn't your home deserve Dowd's?
We're the lifeblood of the community.
It's so much more than just a job.
So good patient care is providing top quality care, but also in a timely fashion.
They don't need to go to Pittsburgh for that. They can stay right here in their backyard.
So when a patient walks into your office, you receive them as your family member.
A patient leaves my office feeling heard.
And the focus truly is on what will get us our best patient outcome.
Will save you money.
Ocean Maritita up and off the field, and the clock is running, and Heinlein going to heave one downfield, and it is intercepted by Riley Conemaugh, who wisely just slides down with 0.7 of a second left, and that will seal the victory for the Homer Center Wildcats.
Wasn't easy. And give the Conemaugh Valley all the credit in the world. They fought tooth and nail right to the end of this ball game. Conemaugh played an excellent game, too.
Yeah, he did. I don't think Greg Paige will care, ugly, beautiful,
I know.
Just get in the win column and get that.
All the mistakes they made and were able to persevere. That's the thing that I'm sure he'll be most proud of.
35-yard line, and the Wildcats will just have to take a knee.
Yep. Let's make sure the exchange is good. Shouldn't matter, but just I've seen weirder things.
So the Wildcats trailed 14-7, and to their credit, they came back and scored 13 unanswered to win it. And Carson Arone takes a knee, and a huge sigh of relief for the Homer Center Wildcats as they win for the first time since last September. They end the 10-game losing streak. The Conemaugh Valley Blue Jays fall to 0-6. We expected it to be hard fought. Both teams with tons of injuries, more on Homer Center to be honest about it. And the Wildcats found a way, and that's the most important thing. And they can feel good about this one and get ready for another winless team next Friday night at Memorial Field when the 1974 team is honored. That's going to be a special night, and we'll have it for you at 6:15. Final score here tonight, Homer Center 20 and the Conemaugh Valley Blue Jays 14. Stay with us for our first Commonwealth Bank postgame show. We're going to do it commercial-free when we return after an extended break as Homer Center wins it 20-14 over the Blue Jays. And you've been listening and watching right here on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Luxembourg's Jewelers would like to let the community know that due to unfortunate flooding circumstances at their downtown location, they have temporarily moved their inventory to their Indiana Mall store. Elegance and affordability like never before at Luxembourg's overflowing Indiana Mall location. Now is the perfect time to take advantage of Luxembourg's store-wide sale. So if you're looking for breathtaking engagement rings or searching for a stunning Christmas gift, there's no need to wait. Now is the time to visit the store-wide sale at Luxembourg's Jewelers Indiana Mall location.
At Grand Beginnings Children's Center, their focus is on growing and teaching children to be the best they can be. They know children need education, inclusion, and safety. Grand Beginnings has a mission to provide a warm and nurturing environment in which each child can grow physically, emotionally, socially, intellectually, and spiritually. Grand Beginnings Children's Center with 2 locations in Indiana, teaching children to shine since 1991. Call 724-463-1819. Find them at grandbeginnings.net.
Save up to $12,000 on a new F-150 at Luther Ford. At Luther Ford, buy a new 2024 F-150 4x4 XLT Super Crew full hybrid and save up to $12,000. Or buy a new 2024 Ford F-150 Super Duty 4x4 XLT Super Crew and save up to $8,000. Wow! And everyone qualifies. Luther Ford with 2 locations and twice the inventory. The savings are huge. Luther Ford, Route 119, Homer City, and Admiral Perry Highway, Evansburg.
From furniture to flooring, mattresses to accessories, you'll save big at Dowd's. Dowd's showrooms are filled with furnishings from America's finest manufacturers. You can save thousands on Dowd's floor samples and receive incredible savings on custom orders. Whether you're looking to furnish one room or your entire home, right now it's all on sale at Dowd's. Drive a little, save a lot. Dowds of Plumville and Greensburg.
Doesn't your home deserve Dowds?
When it comes to screen printing and promotional items, nobody does it better than S&S Screen Printing of Indiana. Stop in and check out how S&S Screen Printing can help your business, school, or booster club grow with a full line of apparel and promotional items. Or visit them online and see the full lineup at snsscreenprinting.net. snsscreenprinting.net. Yes, snsscreenprinting.net. S&S Screen Printing, 1200 School Street in Indiana. At S&S Screen Printing, they do it right here.
Show on WCCS AM 1160 and 101.1 FM and online at WCCSradio.com. Here's Mark Burdick with radio replays from tonight's game.
Well, it's been over a year since Homer Center won a football game last September when they defeated Conemaugh Township at Memorial Field, but they finally got that cement block off of their shoulders and came away with a hard-fought, come-from-behind 20-14 victory over the Conemaugh Valley Blue Jays. Late in the first quarter, the Wildcats forced a fumble. It was recovered by Braden Dunn, who had a big night for Homer Center, and it paved the way for what would be a Dunn score. The Wildcats had a 15-yard gain from Dunn to the Conemaugh Valley 20 as the first quarter came to a close. So starting the second quarter, it was 1st and 10 at the Blue Jay 20. Carson Arone turns, hands it to Dunn, bounces it outside, right sideline, 10, goal line, touchdown. Braden Dunn's first rushing touchdown of the season, and boy, that has to feel good. And the Wildcats have the first points of the game with 11:53 left in the first half. It's 6-0 Homer Center. 7-0 after Brady Fraser's extra point. Conemaugh Valley couldn't make anything happen on their next possession, so the Wildcats took over at their own 6-yard line. A couple of holding penalties set them back after they had punched it out to the 19. So they had a first down at their own 10-yard line when disaster struck. Carson Arone is tackled in his own end zone. They were at the 10-yard line and wanted to pass. Backside pressure came. Carson didn't see it. Corhut, who I mentioned is a heck of a football player and a handful to block, they didn't block him, and they tackled Carson in the end zone for a safety. So the Wildcats had the option of punting or kicking off after that safety. They kicked off and got an outstanding kick from the freshman Brady Fraser, and Conemaugh Valley started at the 35-yard line. They lost 2 yards on the first two downs, so they were faced with 3rd down and 12. It's been a problem all season long for Homer Center, and it reared its ugly head again on this 3rd down and 12. Their 3rd down and long, and Heinlein gives on a jet to the right and into the secondary to the 40, to the 50. It's a foot race to the 25-20, and taking it to the house is Corhut on a 3rd down and 12. The Wildcats give up a 67-yard touchdown run, and with 5:03 left in the first half, just like that, a safety and a touchdown, and it's 8-7 Conemaugh Valley. That just shouldn't happen. But it did happen, and that was the score at the half, with Conemaugh Valley outgaining Homer Center 102-96. Went to the third quarter. Conemaugh Valley received the opening kickoff. They started at their own 27-yard line. They were faced with a 2nd down and 10 from their own 28. Option left, and the pitch to McNulty, running room 40, 50. He's going to take it the distance, 72 yards down the left sideline in front of the Wildcat bench, and the Wildcats get burned on another long run. This one's 72 yards, 27 seconds into the third quarter, and it's now Conemaugh Valley 14 and the Homer Center Wildcats 7. Ouch on 2nd and 10. Logan Heinlein, returning after missing the last 3.5 weeks at quarterback, was stopped on the 2-point conversion, but the Blue Jays had a 14-7 lead. Homer Center's defense had to come up big because Conemaugh Valley forced a fumble. They got it back, but the Wildcat defense stopped the Blue Jays. So with 8:14 left in the third, Homer Center started at their own 20-yard line, and at least on this drive, they looked like an old Homer Center team with a methodical 13-play, 80-yard drive that chewed 6 minutes and 6 seconds off the clock. Some outstanding runs by Braden Dunn, a big pass to Riley Cobaugh, covering 25 yards to the Conemaugh Valley 25. They got it down to the 12, and Carson Arone found a receiver out in the flat. They throw it out in the flat to Riley Cobaugh. Riley near sideline, 10-5. He's going to get into the end zone for a touchdown, his 4th of the season for Riley Cobaugh. And the Wildcats pull within a point with 2:08 left in the third quarter. It's now 14-13, Conemaugh Valley. Good-looking drive, and I would say a nice recovery by the quarterback, Carson Arone, who had a couple of opportunities go awry on open receivers, but he bounced back, and I like that for Carson Arone, and we have a 1-point game. Extra point was blocked, so we headed to the fourth quarter with the Blue Jays up by a point. Blue Jays had the football at their own 15-yard line. They had to punt it away, and the Wildcats warrior, I call him, Braden Dunn, went to work on the punt return. Heinlein gets the punt away, and Dunn picks it up on a couple of hops. Has a little opening, gets to the outside to midfield, far sideline, 40, 35, 30, needs a block, gets it, 15, 10, 5, dives for the pylon, touchdown, Homer Center's Braden Dunn. Takes it about 60 yards, and the Wildcats have the lead. It's 19-14 with 10:59 remaining in the football game. Couple of hops, officially going to be a 59-yard return as he took it at the 41-yard line. Outstanding, Braden Dunn's second TD of the night. Brady Fraser's extra point made it 20-14, and that's the way it stayed with the Wildcats hanging on to win it by 6 points, their first win of the season. Conemaugh Valley dropping to 0-6. Braden Dunn, 19 carries, 108 yards. Wildcats will get set to host winless West Shamokin next Friday night at Memorial Field. Our first Commonwealth Bank commercial-free postgame show continues with a look at the stats. And Ward Hilliard, you have them, and Dunn led the way for the Wildcats.
Want me to give them? You want me to give them? Oh, that's another story. For Conemaugh Valley, Stifler had 4 carries minus 4 yards. McNulty, 10 carries for 89 and a touchdown. He had a big game. Heimlein, 4 carries, 16 yards. Blair had 2 carries for 6. Healy had 8 carries for 20. And Korhut had the big one. He had 80 yards on 4 carries and 1 touchdown. Total of 32 rushes, 207 rushing yards, and 2 touchdowns. Through the air, 5 of 13, 1 interception, 22 passing, 207 on the ground, 22 passing, 229 total yards for Conemaugh Valley. For Homer Center, Braden Dunn, 19 carries, 108 yards, and a score. Arone had 15 carries, 75 yards. I think that's his best night this year. Veluchik had 1 carry for 10. Fraser 1 carry for 1. Homer had 36 rushes, 194 rushing yards, and a touchdown. Through the air, Arone was 7 of 12, 46 yards, 1 touchdown. So Homer had 194 on the ground, 46 through the air, 240 yards. That's an even game. By any stretch for their total, 240 total yards. That is the damage.
All right, and Greg Paige making his way up the steps. There's a lot of steps.
There's a lot of them.
We're kind of like at parking lot level, and the field is way down below us, so we appreciate the coach making the climb here to the press box. We'll continue on our first Commonwealth Bank commercial-free post-game show with a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. And United Valley evened out their record at 3-3. West Shamokin remains winless at with a 48-6 final score. Penns Manor, they trailed at the half 7-6 and came from behind to defeat Conemaugh Township by a score of 22-16. The Comets are 5-1. Tough schedule the rest of the way, though, for Penns Manor. Conemaugh Township drops to 3-3. Cambria Heights remains undefeated. We predicted in our Renda Preview magazine they would go undefeated. They're 60% of the way home, 45-0. They shut out Portage. River Valley wins their 4th game in a row, 34-6 over the Purchase Line Red Dragons. That was 14-0 at the half. And Northern Cambria, they continue. They bounce back from a loss last week to Cambria Heights, but they shut out Marion Center tonight, 32-0. And in the Whippeal, I'm not sure if it was a final or not, but 42-6.
42-13.
42-13, the final score. Michael Burdick telling me in my headset is knocks Indiana off in a big way. Head coach Greg Paige joining us on our first Commonwealth Bank post-game show. And coach, there's the camera and there's the headset. If you want to stand right beside me here. And we'll strap that on. We apologize for that noise. That's the camera.
High tech here.
I mean, we both have better faces for radio, right?
I know I do. You probably heard that all your life, though, huh? Being in radio.
Yeah, that's for sure. Coach, how good does it feel? Doesn't matter how you did it, but you did it, and the cement block is off the shoulder, your first win since last September, and that has to feel awfully good.
I knew you'd know that you pinpoint the date or the time. It does. I told the kids, I said, you get to a point where you sorry about that. You get to a point where sometimes you kind of forget what it feels like. But credit Conemaugh Valley. They're in the same situation with us with numbers, and they battled. And when they scored early in the second half, I thought, here we go again, because it was just both touchdown runs were just too easy. And but we battled back. We made plays, then we put the ball on the ground, and we gave them hope. They lost number 7, who I thought was one of their better players. Mm-hmm. But we've got our issues too with people being out. So I just credit to our kids and our coaches. I mean, we stayed with it. It's a crappy night, and you come over to a place you haven't played before, and you kind of wonder what the mindset is. And so we started great, and gave them a couple plays, but we finished it off, and that's a great feeling.
Talk about Braden Dunn. I've referred to him, saw him even at the Hoodlebug Festival, and I said, you're a warrior kid, because the heavy lifting that's needed to be done. You've asked a lot of Braden at different roles, and he just kind of buckles it up and goes after it, doesn't he? And 19 carries, 108 yards, and a touchdown in a electrifying 59-yard punt return.
Yeah, another punt return, or maybe it was a kickoff return that got called back. That was a really nice run, too. And, I told him he was the alpha male tonight. And, the thing of it is, he started out at quarterback for us. And but with the injuries and stuff, shifting people around, we feel like, with him now having to go in the backfield, this is probably our best lineup offensively. And Carson made some plays tonight. He made some good plays with his feet, and he had some struggles too. But it's a crazy night, wind blowing. I mean, we had a couple guys open. But with Braden, I mean, and he said, give me the ball. Give me the ball. And we're trying to get that last first down after they used their last time out, and it didn't happen. But defense came up big. We got more physical as the game went on, I thought, defensively. But I can't say enough about Braden, because he had to play both ways. And then he came out at one point, I think in the fourth quarter, or maybe it was in the third, and he was cramping. And I said, well, are you going to come back right back in? Because we needed him to. So, but everybody deserves credit. I mean, it's a line that's kind of being rebuilt as we go. And Conemaugh Valley has some tough kids in the interior. They played a hell of a lot better defensively than they did last week, and I'm sure that was our coaches trying to instill some pride in them. So, me and Matt are both trying to do that with our guys, and fortunately we came out on top tonight.
Yeah, I just want to stick with special teams for a quick second, because I think it goes unnoticed sometimes, but it helped with field position. A junior, Jackson Taylor, I thought had a good night on special teams.
Yeah, well, we put him in the middle of that kickoff, because those are the kind of guys, if you're going to get on and try to when you watch TV, the wedge busters, which nobody runs a wedge in high school, but put that guy in the middle and have him clog some things up, and he's got a motor, that's for sure. Once we've got him to settle down, he plays some good football. And Brady's kicks, were really good. And then we're watching them return, and we're like, oh, my, look how far they returned it. Well, he kicks it so deep, and they bring it to the 30. And the 30 is great. I tell them that's my goal, is no further than the 30, and I think that's where we ended up quite a few times when we kicked off. So, credit to him, credit to JT. He's a character, but we love him. And he made a great block on that punt return, but, those are the kind you're looking to the ref, and I don't know about that one, but hey, the guys played hard tonight.
Well, I want to go back to Carson Arone, your sophomore quarterback, too. It's kind of like almost a throwback drive, right? 13 plays, 80 yards. I marked it down. Carson, I'm sure he'd be the first to own up to it, too. He missed a couple of wide-open receivers that he just kind of underthrew, although he was throwing into a pretty stiff breeze here tonight with a wet football. But what I liked was the resilience and the bounce-back ability that he showed with a couple of runs, as you mentioned, and then 25-yard pass to Riley Conemaugh and the 12-yard touchdown pass to Riley.
Yeah, that's a new set we put in. We put it in a couple weeks ago. We've been working on it, and I credit Eric Faust for that one, the guy that was helping us, because it's a 3x2, and if the defense is not going to honor that in a certain way, you can throw short either way, or we can run it. But at any rate, I'm yelling because it was down here. I'm yelling, to throw the throw that he made. I don't want to call it out on radio. And he heard me, and we threw it. And Riley, it didn't look like he had much resistance because our guys over here know to block for that. But, yeah, Carson, and the thing about him is when he's running and gets some momentum, he's actually not an easy kid to bring down. Several times.
Showed that on a couple of times with the extra effort.
Yeah, getting the first down.
Yep.
Yeah. And I put the ball on the ground a few times, and we're telling him, and he's got to get stronger, but he understands the game. And with Coban, and I think it was Doherty a little later, something that Coach Mookie and Joe Izzy, and I think Coach Trevor, whoever was talking about it at halftime, we drew that up off of one of our reverse plays, and it was there. But he made some otherwise good throws too. And you're right, it was a tough night. It's a tough night. It was a perfect night for their offense,
right?
Running the ball. And then when they had to throw, I felt a little more confident.
Riley Conemaugh, strong game again defensively, I thought.
Yeah, I talked to him about the one touchdown they had in the first half, and he's like, I took the wrong lane, but he'll come up. I said, I want you to come up like I've seen you before, and he's sticking people. He had the pick at the end, and he a couple nice plays on offense too, and it's another one of those guys, he doesn't look like much, but he'll get every ounce out of his body.
You said Stick. It reminded me of Sticky Lawson, who will be honored next weekend as part of the 74 team. His grandson, young Voluchik, or senior Voluchik, had a pretty good game, too.
Yeah. When we get Sean moving after people, Sean's got good speed and quickness, and he snuffed out a couple of their edge plays, and I think he got to the quarterback once or twice, too. I heard Stick yelling at the refs, by the way. He should be ashamed of himself. But
not that you've ever done that.
No. I welcome that because it helps me because I'm losing my voice, and but yeah, just great overall team win.
Two quick things. Ocean Maritina hurt near the end of the game. Hopefully nothing serious.
I got to look at it. I think it was two of our guys that came and hit each other. I don't know. But the impact was enough to bring the pass catcher down. But I think it's his shoulder. I don't know. He looked like he was in some pain. So we hope for the best there because he's another one. He's been steady for us.
Next weekend, finally, it'll be a special night honoring the great 1974 team. Speaking of characters, Ron Coleman will be back in town. It's going to be a special couple of days for those guys, and you'll host West Shamokin, so hopefully you can make it back-to-back wins.
Yeah, they've been struggling like us, and I know Phil Parks a little bit, their new coach, and he's going to have them. These guys, they're not head coaches for nothing. They're going to work their kids through and get them to come back and play with heart and try to do better than they did the last week. But, we're proud of to honor any of the teams we have coming back. It took me about a year and a half after I started teaching at Homer to have the guts to talk to Coach Coleman because I heard he was so mean. But he initiated it to 1 year because going back, years ago with my dad. And since we've started honoring those teams from the 70s, he's become a really good friend and somebody who's been supportive, through the good and the bad. And that's what I think the coaching fraternity should be about.
He told me a year that he had a struggling team, and I think I offered this advice to you. You didn't take him up on it.
6 a.m. practice?
He said, if we don't beat Purchase Line tonight because they were down, be ready to practice at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. And I said, would you have done it? He said, absolutely, but they won.
How do you know I didn't tell our kids that?
I don't know that.
I didn't, because I'd probably be arrested, fired, whatever else. No disrespect to anybody out there, but
it's a different era. Right?
Yeah. I mean, you know what though? If I would have told our kids that, I bet we would have had. We would have had probably 75% minimum participation at least.
Gene Raymond would have missed.
Yeah, well, no, he probably would have said started at 5:30.
Yeah. Coach, congratulations on a victory. It has to feel awfully good.
Thank you. It does, and thank you guys very much.
Head coach Greg Paige, just stick with us 1 second. Our first Commonwealth commercial-free post-game show is coming to a conclusion. We'll talk to you next Friday night from Memorial Field. We'd like to thank our statistician, Jerry Rossi. Thanks for giving us Chris Graham as a spotter in the booth. Our digital producer right over here is Dee Ober, filling in for John Smathers, and Michael Burdick back at the station, speaking for Ward Hilliard and the coach. And it feels good to say it. The Wildcats win it over the Conemaugh Valley Blue Jays, 20-14, until we talk to you next Friday night from the friendly confines of Memorial Field when the West Shamokin Wolves come to town. Mark Burdick bidding you a very pleasant good evening from Jake Jacoby Field at U6 Stadium. Wildcats win it 20-14. Good night, everybody.